the way, why would you leave Jaden Daniels?
You got to protect the kid too. That's another guy. I mean,
Well, it brings up a great question. We get away.
Elmer Fudd clever? Don't make me laugh. The fact is, Elmer Fudd is the dumbest hunter I have ever had the pleasure to encounter.
Okay, Wabbit, we'll see whose IQ is PU.
Marriage
Is what brings us together today.
Welcome to Blow the Whistle, and we will talk about shapes and colors.
Tell you what, we'll just talk about shapes and colors now.
I think that is a good discussion to have right here.
Shapes and colors?
No.
Another thing we learn at school is how to count. Can you help me count these cars?
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great job.
It's game time.
Blow the Whistle, your greatest little internet radio show everywhere you go. Always live on sportsoundchicago.com.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here to Blow the Whistle. You're on sportsoundchicago.com. That's right, folks. I hope you're all having a most wonderful Wednesday as we are coming to you live here from the Illinois Media School in the O'Hare campus. I am Andrew Pepe Valentine. I'm here with my boys.
No gimmick, Six Johnston.
Adam the Glitch Schneider.
That's right. Yes. No, David Double D Dykstra.
Out on his birthday.
On his birthday, by
Happy
the
birthday,
way.
David.
Happy birthday to you, my man. Happy birthday, Double D. Wherever you are, please let us know you're okay. Please. I mean, unless you're having that good of a birthday. I know it can sometimes be that fun time for sure. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately he's not here. But you got the boys still here. And we have a lot to talk about, especially for us here in Chicago. We are going to be talking about the Bulls no longer having a head coach along with a new front office. The search begins for everything, apparently. At the same time, we will also be previewing some final touches on the NFL draft as well as we prepare for tomorrow's NFL draft show that will be going live again tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Time. Where exactly are we?
We're going to do it on Sports Town.
Okay, we're going to be doing it out of Sports Town. Just wanted to clarify that. So
Same time.
Same time as usual.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
same place.
Same place
Different
as
time.
usual, different time. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be myself, No Gimmick Stick Johnson. We'll have Drew. We'll have Adam here. I can't believe I blanked on your name. I'm so sorry. Jeez.
I was the first human on Earth.
Yeah, I mean, it's very true. Allegedly. Stir that pot, why don't we? Along with others as well, as we kind of go through the draft. We'll be doing that. Again, it's tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. And we'll also talk some baseball as well. White Sox heating up. Cubs right now on a runner and getting back into it, along with the rest of baseball as well, too. And, of course, with the Bulls as well. Some NBA playoff stuff as well. And then, of course, sure, Killing Me Smalls, because, look, this week, again, the boys of Bad Karma probably not going to be going because everyone's, again, busy. But WrestleMania did take place. And, we got thoughts. We got thoughts and feelings and opinions for sure. It's going to be a fun one here, ladies and gentlemen. But without further ado, gents, are you ready to jump into this?
Get it going.
I'm here.
Let's go. So let's kick this one off with the NBA, specifically, again, with the Bulls, because if you are not privy to what's going on here in Chicago, I don't know how you're not. If you were listening to us, you have to know, I'm sure. The Chicago Bulls head coach, Billy Donovan, has decided he is going to leave from the Chicago Bulls. This comes after a pretty lengthy discussion, a meeting that took place between him, Jerry Reinsdorf, and many of the front office individuals, such as Jerry's son, Chris, I believe it is. That's Mike. Mike. I always forget which one it is. Mike. And basically, I guess we're kind of going over the plans. A lot of talk was coming out that Billy Donovan was going to have a strong voice as to who was going to be the next vice president and the next general manager. And essentially, Billy Donovan says, I've got an option on my contract to get out of here, so I'm leaving. I'm leaving the Bulls, which from the get-go, Nick, I'll kick it to you first, man. I mean, not Not a great look, obviously, for the Chicago Bulls.
No,
Losing your head coach like this.
Not at all. But it's also in that same breath of, again, I'll keep saying it. I'm a fan of Billy Donovan. I don't think that you would have gotten the results with the teams these past 5-6 years that he was around. I don't know how long was his tenure here. I can't remember. Off the top of my head.
6 seasons.
6 seasons. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't think that you would have gotten the same results from that 6 Bulls teams as from anybody else. You know, the expectation was higher, obviously, but you met where you were because I believe that the talent just wasn't there. I would have wished that Billy Donovan could stick around and actually make it work. But it's also just like a timing thing, just like in anything in real life. You know, sometimes maybe you meet a gal or a guy or a gal, and just sometimes some way that timing, maybe you were perfect for each other, but it's just not the timing. That wasn't the perfect time. And this is almost maybe that same breath. I don't want to say this is like, the Bulls and Billy Donovan were meant to, go down in history and love each other forever and ever, but it is exactly that, just a bad timing for both parties, maybe, for that part. For the Bulls not being well suited across the board in their front office, not having the right talent at the right time, having injured talent at the wrong time, all that kind of coming together, all at the wrong timing is what it's centered around for me. Is exactly that. So again, unfortunate that you couldn't figure it out, but let's not keep forcing it.
And Nick, I know you mentioned this earlier about Billy Donovan not having what he needed because he was given crap and more crap on top of that with the Bulls. And in terms of just Billy Donovan's development, you would think at least some of these players would have gotten a little bit further along. And then again, you trade for someone like Josh Giddey, you got Matas Buzelis, who you got those two pieces, but you need to build more around it, which kind of leads me into my next discussion about the GM, which what will he do? How will he build up that team going forward?
Yeah. It was just across the board. Obviously, Billy didn't really make any of the draft preparations, but it was just kind of bad decision after bad decision, and nothing was really going right with any of the talent that was being drawn in, other than Josh Giddey. You kind of know what he is. He's not anything crazy, but he has a stats provider. He's most likely going to get you a triple-double at any given night. Modest is he has the ceiling to become an all-star / game changer. I think he just needs to develop a little bit more. Mm-hmm. The book is still out, inconclusive on Noah Essengay. We saw 5 games with him at the G League level.
Barely.
Maybe.
At this point, yeah.
So I won't completely throw him out just yet. But a guy like, obviously Patrick Williams, completely failed experiment, if you even want to call it that. Trading for Vooch, awful decision. Even again, not the biggest bust in all of NBA history, but a guy like Dalen Terry didn't really move mountains when he came over here. So It was just kind of mediocre to bad decision over and over again, with the occasional okay, maybe that's going to be decent.
Yeah.
Because again, like a guy like Kobe White came and went, a guy like Iota Sumo came and went.
Right.
Could have been, sure.
Both guys who are contributing to teams right now who have had pretty strong playoff runs to this point.
Oh yeah, if Con Canoople wanted to wake up, maybe maybe the Hornets would have still been around, and maybe Kobe White would have been helping out. But yeah, obviously, Io is going to be delivering still in that Timberwolves series.
Yeah.
I just felt like exactly that. It was. I won't be blaming Billy Donovan. He sure will get a percentage of the blame because again.
But he won't get the bulk of it because it's all going to really come down to who was in charge of this thing, who was drafting these players. Yes, you can say, Billy Donovan should have been able to develop them. Well, I think he did. You've gotten the best out of Ayo Dosunmu. You've seen Kobe White progressively get better. I mean, he came in at 19. You have to remember, these guys came in at relatively young ages, and now as they're hitting their prime, they're all starting to peak at the right moment. Now, whether or not the next guy that comes in is going to be able to continue to do the same is going to be the big question, right? Because this is a team that feels like it's certainly going to have to develop from the ground up, certainly with the talent that it has right now. Like you said, Josh Giddey's there, Matas Buzelis. I like Leonard Miller. I think he's done really well down the stretch here for the Bulls. I think he's proven himself to at least be a piece that can come off the bench and be an impact player. Maybe at some point develop into a role player potentially as the starting rotation. But it's going to be tough when you consider that now the Bulls have, again, 2 first-round picks in this draft, where you can get, I think, top quality talent even in those.
Guaranteed at 15th, and then obviously we'll have the lottery pick.
Yes, and that could be a top 10 pick. So that being there for the Bulls, and obviously this still being a very thick draft, if I can say so, for lack of a better term, like a lot of talent has been provided in this draft where you can go even into the second round, I think, and find some quality players to be able to, again, you found Ayo Dosunmu as a second round pick. Now, you didn't find him. You knew he was there. Yeah. But it was just like, wow, I can't believe this guy was one of the top talents in college, and he's just right there for us to be able to take and rise to the picking. So everything about this team right now, it doesn't fall on Billy's shoulders. This goes to Arturas Karnisovas. This goes to Mark Eversley. This goes to, again, I think it comes from the top with an owner who is well past that point of trying to be the owner, and I think should be relinquishing more control to his sons like Mike. Because you've given Mike the CEO title, he clearly is not in charge.
No, yeah, he's a paper CEO.
Yeah,
whatever. How you want to
he's
put it like
he's
that.
just got the title. He's
It's like the king.
Yeah, he's there to wave, and you're like, but what do you do? And we know Jerry's the money.
Whoa, no personal questions.
Yeah, come on, are you kidding me? Like, seriously. So I guess then it begs the question. So where we were making the discussion about general manager and vice president, now you don't have a head coach. You're originally going to give power to the head coach to help choose your general manager, vice president, which I thought very much was going to complicate things.
Yeah.
So now this definitely feels like a teeter-totter moment where it's like this could easily go one way where, oh, all problems could be solved. Yeah. Or it could fall off the cliff and everything really does. We see where the bottom can really be for the Bulls once again.
You always see those jokes, those memes online when it's just like, hey, the Jets are having open tryouts. If you have a helmet and shoulder pads, please show up. I almost feel like it's going to be the same with the Bulls. Like, hey, if you own a whistle, if you own a whistle and Adidas tracksuit wear, like you can come and try out to be the Bulls.
If you have a clipboard and by any chance have coached like AAU basketball, please come and try out for us. Please and thank you. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like the fact that there was no contingency plan, it seems to be put in place for what if we have to make this move.
No. You got a bunch of second round picks.
Okay.
You got $1 billion second round picks.
Yeah.
And 2 first rounders. We're going to. I'm kidding.
Yeah, no. And 3 of them aren't until 2031. So you can bet those are going to mature. I just it felt like this was something that was coming eventually. But this is where the better franchises out there, you can see, they always seem to have a plan in place for when this is going to happen, right? Okay, we're going to get rid of the coach. We're going to move on from the GM and the vice president or whatever the case is. But there's always all right, here's the guys that we're going to talk to. There doesn't seem to be any of that, though. So
I'm looking at Fox 32, Chris Kwasinski. I'm going to hope that's how you pronounce his last name. He has thrown out some suggestions. He goes, why not make the call? ? To John Shire, current Duke head coach.
Yep.
Rising assistants to be named, such as Micah Nori, the Minnesota Timberwolves assistant coach.
Yeah.
Sean Sweeney, the Spurs assistant head coach. Sam Cassell, obviously former player, but the current Boston Celtics assistant head coach.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, that wouldn't be the worst one. I feel like he's done a lot in terms of, and he's
been
success.
Around the league, a lot.
He's seen success both at the player level and now being around this Boston, I don't want to say dynasty, but just a really, really good team.
Yes.
With Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum being around. So he can kind of wrangle in and show these guys and like, hey, this is how, I always feel like that's the case, especially with the Bulls team now. They're so young. It's almost that thing. I see it all the time with the White Sox too. It's just like they're so young, they literally just don't know how to win. Yes. They don't know how to close out games. That's why the Bulls, I felt like this year too, even at the Windy City Bowl level, just couldn't close out games. They'd be 20, 25 point leads, and then all of a sudden you blink and it's like, oh man, it's a tie ball game, 120 to 120. Like, oh my god, how did this happen?
I found an interesting coaching candidate. Guy's name is Chip Engelland. He's an assistant with the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's had success with the San Antonio Spurs, winning it in 07, 14, and then recently the NBA champions Oklahoma City Thunder. If we're looking at developmental prospect of all this, I think he'd be an interesting candidate.
Okay.
I mean, anything coming from OKC at this point would be top of the line because obviously that coaching staff has done a great job at not just amassing talent but also developing it, right? From Jalen Williams Chet Holmgren, obviously seeing Shai Gilgeous-Alexander arise to the top of the ranks now as one of the top players in the NBA. So any of those guys would be fantastic. Now, I've found one of maybe the more ridiculous ones. I'm not saying it's most ridiculous, but Bleacher Nation obviously had its article that came out about who the Bulls should be looking at. They give some names that are pretty prevalent to the conversation. Some who I think are maybe a little bit more, I don't want to say ridiculous, but I don't think they would fit just necessarily not because of who they are, but because of I don't know how it would translate. It's Becky Hammon and Dawn Staley, just to kind of name those out there. Now, Becky Hammon has coached the Spurs. She had some success with them as the interim assistant head coach when Pop was kind of out for a while. So I'm not like, don't throw the baby out with the bath or anything. And Dawn Staley, very well proven with South Carolina. But I think with those being, again, yes, they are women, but I don't think that's the most prevalent thing. It is the fact that, yes, but women head coaches are men players going to be willing to listen to them in the same quality and candidate. Now, I know this may stir up a whole thing, but if you're mentioning them as candidates, I think you then have to have that conversation of, well, can even young basketball players like Buzelis, are they going to be able to take in the information from them to be coaching candidates? I mean, they sound good. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. But are they going to be viable candidates to translate from college to the NBA or the WNBA to the NBA?
I think at that level, you would at least for sure know that there's a respect there.
Sure.
But it's like also, again, it's just like, sure, maybe there is respect, but it's just like, do I really want to like follow you into battle? Do I really subscribe to everything that you're saying? And again, even those two, like, I don't really know what their game plan would be. Maybe something along the lines that some that them or the coaches, players, maybe they don't see eye to eye, and that can also be a part of it too. So
yeah. And two things that I look for, especially if you got a college coaching candidate going to the NBA. One, like you mentioned, Andrew, excuse me. What can hurt?
Yeah, either way works.
Andrew, potato.
Yeah, exactly.
But can college success translate to NBA success, which in a lot of cases does not happen a lot of the times? And for two, will her development work under a lot of these young guys coming up from the college ranks as well?
Very true. And I mean, Billy Donovan's one of the few examples that you can say from college to the professional ranks, it did work. It's just when it came to the Bulls, unfortunately, there was that small window where it could have worked, but it disappeared, obviously, again, very quickly because Lonzo got hurt. And as Nick has pointed out, that window was probably going to be very small even still because guys were eventually going to age out, as we saw, DeRozan and all of them. I mean, but you've got, obviously, guys like Danny Hurley get mentioned, all these other kind of guys.
Steve Kerr's been obviously the hot one.
Steve Kerr's the interesting one because there's all this talk that he is going to leave Golden State, and that's not been confirmed yet. It's just like, well, it's like a 95% like it's feeling like that's the vibe because they hugged each other at the end of their game, and it's like, just
bad season.
Yeah, this was the rougher one.
I know that. I think they're probably more distracted on like, oh, is Curry going to be just stay as a Golden State Warrior?
Curry's staying. It's Draymond who's probably retiring.
Podcaster.
Yeah, exactly. Like unfortunately, like his whole thing. I'm like, yeah, I'll be fine going off the bench, and it's like, no, he won't. He'll retire and go to, and he'll be great at broadcasting. By the way, he'll be great for the podcast stuff, all that. But Steve Kerr's one. We were talking about this offsite. If they were to get Mike Dunleavy Jr. to come over, I would assume it would be for the vice president role, which I feel like then you bring in Steve Kerr, but I think you bring him in not as the coach, you bring him in as the general manager. Because player development, identifying talent, young talent, especially to come and help the team, he has been foolproof in that. That's what the Bulls need more than anything. And if Steve Kerr knows something, I'm sure he has people in his pockets that he can say, and I would love him to be my head coach and work with him. Now, I don't know if Steve Kerr would want to take on that role. That's the question. Does he want to keep coaching? Yeah. Is he done with coach? Like, what's his gauge on that? That's the only question I have.
So to answer your question earlier from NBC Sports, Kurt Helen, Steve Kerr is not expected to return to the Warriors, barring a significant change of heart.
Okay. I mean, this was like the season where, we're aging out. We're not going to be very good. This team is obviously past its prime. Steph Curry is probably going to stick around just for the legacy hell of it and, try to maybe move up the scoring ranks or whatever it is. But like, there's no championship hopes staying with that
This
team.
is the scene in Cars when Lightning McQueen's getting passed by, and it's Wembenyama and it's
Yeah,
Anthony Edwards.
It's a good
What's happening to Lightning McQueen? What's happening to Curry? Oh no!
It's a really good reference. I actually like
awesome.
that.
The last one I keep saying that. You know what? How do I put it? I think this would be a very under the radar, low stakes try. Jamal Mosley, the current head coach of the Magic. I don't know if they're. I don't know. Again, I don't know his contract. I don't know the workings with that. But just snuck a game from Detroit.
Yeah,
Could probably even steal another one sometime in the series.
They may surprise and somehow upset.
It's just the fact that the Magic coming in this year, they made that Desmond Bain trade, and they're like, oh, you're really putting all your eggs in that basket.
Yeah.
Well, it seems to be playing out pretty well because they're playing hard. They made the tournament. They made the whole thing. They had to go through the play-in and whatnot, but they're there. They're playing, and again, they don't look like the worst 8 seed all the time. They actually look like they can take someone down.
No, and
He's got the guys playing hard.
Absolute one. His track record, I'm looking at it right now. He starts in Denver as an assistant coach. He moves up as a bigger assistant with the Cavaliers, helping them win a championship. He was a part there when Kyrie Irving was developing and all of that. Going into Dallas then, right? Obviously a big part of the Dallas Mavericks and their movement into a post-Nowitzki situation where you found some comparable opportunities, and then taking over for the Magic where first 2 years are rough.
Yeah.
The first 2 years are real rough, and then all of a sudden, the last 3 years, they look like legitimate contenders.
Yeah.
Like, even now, I'm looking at them going, yeah, the Pistons aren't careful. They're going to drop this series because they're young, and this Orlando Magic team has experience.
Again, it could just be the hot hand right now.
Sure.
Maybe just right place, right time. But again, it would be very low stakes. It's not concerning, but there is a little red flag popping up of again, it's like whether or not it's basically saying the Magic can win the title this year, they still would consider getting rid of him. So it's like why would they consider getting rid of him? Is it really that? Is there that better of a head coach that they have ready to roll? Or I don't know. So
is there an option that would eclipse him for what he's done?
There's definitely there's questions surrounding him. He's not the for certain. Oh man, you gotta go get him no matter what.
Right.
Again, I just feel like he's got the hot hand right now. He's figured it out. He had a decent season. You're able to get the Magic out of the basement and whatnot. Why not take a shot? Very low stakes.
And also, this is a big turning point for the Bulls, especially like you guys said. You fire your VP, you fire your GM, you fire your head coach. This is something at least I don't personally see too often in major sports when you fire all of them within the same season.
Yeah.
So
this cleaning house, literally.
Yeah, quite literally.
Well,
Usually,
cleaning house, and one guy decides he's like, I'm out of here. Like for what Billy Donovan's apparently done.
He said, I'm not picking that up.
Right, yeah. You get the trash.
But at the end of the day, I mean, this is something Jerry Reinsdorf or someone, the president, has to look at and be like, okay, this is a telling sign about where this organization is going.
Yeah.
We need to find the right people. We need to find a really good developer and someone who could pick out the good talent. And I got there's some candidates here. Matt Lloyd from the Timberwolves, Dennis Lindsey, Pistons VP. Got Bryson Graham from New Orleans, Mike Gansey.
Yes, Mike Gansey. Yeah,
Cleveland Cavaliers.
I mean, the possibilities out there. It's just a matter of the owner. Again, for me, it comes down to, is Jerry Reinsdorf the one at the helm of this thing making the choices, or is this his son Mike getting the power to make the choice? Because if it's, to me, I trust Mike. I'm willing to let Mike be, because he's younger, he's more in tune, I think, with what the team is. Jerry's the money. Jerry is the father that has bought the team. If you said Mike's the CEO, then let him be the CEO. Let him be the one making the decisions here. It feels like it was Jerry who really wanted to pull the strings more so when it came to getting Donovan and then getting Karnisovas and Eversley. I thought was a Mike Reinsdorf situation. Turns out, apparently, Jerry, because of their success, was like, yeah, I really like them. And he did find Jokic. Like, all this stuff then comes out. Like, oh, so this was all Jerry's doing. Of like, well, the 76ers, Eversley was, look at what Embiid was, and Jokic in Denver. And it's like, man, that can't, like, those are fine. But that can't just be the selling point. There has to be more to it. I'm very frustrated with this franchise.
I mean, again, we can make all the talk in the world about
Yeah.
who's doing what and who's going where, but in all honesty, until the Bulls stop seeing the cash revenue that comes in when they're the number one team in attendance, when they're god awful, 20 games below 500,
I can't believe that.
it's just again until the city of Chicago is full and good on, you know what, 90s nostalgia. We're good. We don't need. We need to see more.
Yeah.
But that just won't be the case. It's
No.
just Michael Jordan.
Yeah, it's 2011 Derrick Rose MVP. It's Jordan in the 90s Bulls, and then after that, you kind of go, okay, and then what? Like again, it's the brief moment.
I mean, I don't. Someone is wearing 13, but I do feel like on the horizon we're gonna get a Joakim Noah night. We're gonna get
Yeah, of course.
Hell, we might get a Carlos Boozer night coming up if when you get one of the Boozer brothers to get over here.
Of course,
everyone gets a free thing of ink to put on your head, draw on some hair,
shoe polish, whatever it was.
Shave your head bald for Taj Gibson.
Those like bingo dotters. You can just do that the whole time.
Like, Booze, what are you doing, man? Like, just let it go. Like, it's okay to have a shaved head, man. My guy, it's all right. You don't have to be. What was it, Jaylen Brown, whose stuff like rubbed off on somebody's head or whatever it was?
That was like all this season.
Oh God, that was
awesome.
Embarrassing. Yeah, listen, for what the Bulls' future looks like right now, it's going to be rough. I mean, Billy Donovan departs as a losing coach, unfortunately, at 226 wins and like 264 losses, I think it was, or something like that. Like, not a good record, but what his future will be, I guess, is to be decided. College is always there for him. Does he want to keep coaching? He is up in age now. Who knows where the Bulls will go at this point? I mean, honestly, if they found a way to bring back Phil Jackson, would not be shocked. Would not be shocked if they suddenly went back and they're like, yeah, but Krause isn't here anymore. Like, you guys don't have to feud. And even though like he is like almost confined to a chair at this point, he can barely walk as it is, unfortunately. So it's a mystery. It's a mystery to see where the Bulls will land it. But let us know your thoughts, guys. Where do you think the Bulls will go? Do you think it will be more of the same absolute disastrous turmoil, or is there a sun on the horizon for us to be able to watch come up? Is there light at the end of the tunnel? It feels very dim, but is it there? Let us know your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you guys. But folks, we got a draft coming up here tomorrow.
Yep.
We've got some final thoughts, some final figures that we want to be able to go through, some last-minute touch-ups before the draft happens tomorrow night. We're talking about that here next on Blow the Whistle on SportsNowChicago.com.
Chicago sports for sure.
SportsNowChicago.com.
It's the summer of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. To reach peak summer mode, you need your summer coffee. Like a smooth new s'mores frozen Dunkin' coffee, a refreshing butter pecan iced coffee, or a sweet coconut cream by cold brew. What could be better than an iced or frozen coffee on a hot summer day? Nothing. Dunkin' Donuts has all your favorite flavors this summer. So come enjoy the summer of coffee and keep cool out there, kids. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
When car dealers fight for your business, you win. AutoJudo.com makes car buying fun by letting dealers compete for your business live. Real-time AutoJudo fights are the fast and easy new way to get multiple dealers' best offer on any car you want. It's free and anonymous. Only the dealer you select as the winner of your AutoJudo fight receives your contact info. You're never obligated to buy, so test drive your best deals now at AutoJudo.com. Dealers fight, you say.
Yo, check it out. We got the finest pizza in all the land. Italian Fiesta is on deck, and I'm telling you, it's a hit. These pies don't miss. No matter what time you get the munchies. Pepperoni, extra cheese, turkey Italian sausage, they got all the toppings. Italian Fiesta delivers until midnight during the week and 1 a.m. on the weekends. Plus, you can use your Uber Eats or Grubhub if you got the app. And if you ain't rocking with the pizza that night, try one of their sandwiches or pasta. And they have plenty of side dishes, just like me, if you know what I mean. Hop online and go to ItalianFiesta.com or call 773-684-2222. Piece of pizza, that is.
There's only one place to watch your favorite sports team and have mouth-watering pizza. Come on down to Moretti's Pizzeria, where you can get a pizza for half the price every Tuesday. Try out our delicious varieties of pizza, sandwiches, and much more. I don't know about you, but a gooey mac and cheese pizza with a size of cheesy mozzarella sticks and watching sports sounds like paradise to me. Stop by at one of our 12 locations near you. We're open 7 days a week, anywhere from 10:30 a.m. to midnight. Visit our website, Moretti'sRestaurants.com, for delivery, catering, and even private parties. Moretti's, we bring the fun.
Did you know that Club New in Aurora is the ultimate entertainment complex? Monday nights, it's free football and darts in the sports bar. Tuesday night is league night. Join the pool and darts team. Wednesday night is ladies' night at Club New. All the ladies get in free. Gentlemen pay a $5 cover after 9 p.m. Thursday night starts the weekend off right with college flashback night. Low price drinks, retro music, and an awesome buffet. Friday and Saturday night, it's the hottest dance club in the suburbs. Club New Nightclub and Sports Bar is located at 2121 New York Street in Aurora.
You've tried the hit places, but they leave you hungry with an empty wallet. That's where Gretel comes in. They got what you really want. Visit their chic, lounge-like gastropub and try one of Chicago's top burgers, the Gretel Griddle Burger. The house-made bun and garlic aioli set this one apart from the rest. And don't miss half-price oysters, 4 to 6, Monday through Thursday. With rotating drafts, craft cocktails, and portions that don't skimp. This is one of Logan Square's best-kept secrets. Monday through Thursday, 11 to midnight. Friday and Saturday, open to 1. 2833 West Armitage. Gretel, let's make this a night. Visit GretelChicago.com for menu and more.
And welcome back, everybody, here. So blow the whistle here on SportsNowChicago.com. Just got done talking about the Bulls. Myself, Andrew Valentin, Nick Johnston, and Adam Schneider. Yeah, let's not talk about the Bulls anymore. That's a horrific conversation, and honestly. And let's move on to something a little bit happier. Tomorrow is draft day, folks.
Yes.
The best day. It's like Christmas in July. Well, April, I guess.
It's literally the start of the new year.
Yes.
NFL football is coming around.
262 new jobs filled in. Yeah, like I love it for the economy.
Yes.
Keep these kids working.
Absolutely. That's important for all of us to understand that these kids, they work very hard to make the millions of dollars.
Even Brock Purdy as a Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, exactly. And that goes to prove it, folks. You can be the number 1 overall pick and be an absolute bust, or you can be Mr. Relevant and be an okay quarterback. But you can make $50 million off of being okay. So, boy, and that says something about the NFL.
Talk to Kirk Cousins about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoever his agent is, as Double D would say, give me his number.
I mean, seriously, that guy is amazing. So the draft is tomorrow, again, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. We'll be going live here on SportsChannelChicago.com.
We're going to start at 6, I would think?
Yeah, probably start at 6, do a little preview show, kind of give you guys a little bit of filler on, how we're seeing things going. I'm sure try and keep up with the news. I have now had my chance to kind of conversate with a few people to try and see where they're at with the draft. These are people that have a little bit of inside baseball, if you know, or inside football, I guess, in this that kind of I've gotten to know over the years. And a lot of people there's a lot of conversations about teams trading down now with the Cardinals and the Titans. People aren't sure whether Jets are going to go with the number 2 pick. Are they possibly going to trade out of their pick? There's a lot of talks that the Raiders are getting a lot of phone calls for number 1 now. I mean, there's a lot that's happening now with the draft as we get closer to it.
Yeah, definitely described as a buyer's draft.
Yes.
I completely agree because, again, everyone's talking like, all for next year, or all the QB class that's coming up for next year. When we were looking at team needs getting prepped for our classroom show,
yeah,
this is a very deep edge rushing class,
yes.
And every single one, according to a lot of people's team needs for any given team, edge rusher is either number 1, number 2, or number 3 for a lot of these teams,
as it should be.
So it's going to be a very nice draft for that. Again, Fernando Mendoza is going to go 1-1, but I don't believe he's going to be the best player to come out of this draft.
No.
It could be Jeremiah Love. It could be Sonny Styles. Who knows?
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe a guy like Emmanuel McNeil Warren that the Bears could probably land and go do something
yes.
like that. Action, maybe.
I know we've talked about a couple of weeks. That is someone Emmanuel McNeil Warren, someone I've been personally high on. Another guy I've been high on is Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech. Him and David Bailey have been just a 1-2 monster down there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, with the exception of the Oregon 23-0, you lose. It doesn't exactly show you. It doesn't do you justice. But if you look at the overall season that they've had, especially on that defensive side of the ball, those two might get picked in the first round.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Jacob Rodriguez, to me, my bad. I just
No.
Jacob Rodriguez to me has that first round caliber kind of play, but most likely will get taken in the second round. But at the end, he has that late first round, second round kind of draft stock to me.
I mean, certainly. I mean, he's. I mean, I don't even know if he's actually the best linebacker coming out of this draft by and large. I mean, he's not going to get picked in the first 3 rounds. I don't even think. Maybe in the third round. But Torian York from Texas A&M is by far one of the best, most instinctual linebackers I've ever seen. And the guy's 5'11", 225. Like, I've never seen a man be able to read the run and be able to call out the play. Apparently, talking to some of the people I know down there in Austin with the Longhorns, they're like, that dude's shouting out the play before it even happens. Like, how's that even possible? And it's like, film study? Like, mind reader?
You
like,
watch a film, huh?
Yeah,
Watch
exactly.
this.
Yeah, right. What do you expect? I'm like, also, you guys could change your offense up like a little bit. Like, I'm just saying. But, yeah, look, this draft, edge rusher is one of those prime positions that's going to help you win a championship. Like, anybody you need that guy, right? It to me, at least, it's quarterback, tackle, edge rusher, cornerback, wide receiver, the top 5. After that, everything else is like, okay, do we need it or can we just take it because we want it?
Yeah.
Which is where I am at again with Jeremiah Love. But I'm not going to sit here for 3 hours and bark at everybody. I mean, I got emails out the watch. I got one guy who came at me saying, you have to take a running back in the top 10. And I said, prove to me where that is, because only 2 running backs taken in the last 26 years have helped their team win Super Bowls. And one of them was Reggie Bush, and he was a backup. The other's Jamal Lewis, and that was his rookie year with the Ravens. Just give me something else.
I'll say this, just a quick side note. For those who are tuning into the draft, if this is your first time, if you would just watch college sports, these prospects, just because they do well in college or they do have a really good combine, does not mean this will translate to NFL success.
No.
Look at Jamarcus Russell when he was down in college. Really good, but you go to the NFL, big bust.
Yeah.
So a lot of these top players just don't have the highest hopes yet. Like Ashton Genty, he struggled his first year. People expected him to be like the GOAT, but sometimes for some players, it does take time to build up that development as well. So just, again, don't be surprised if some of these players don't have a good year.
No, and that should go without saying for everybody out there. But I get it. There's a lot of people that, you see Fernando Mendoza play really well, win the national title, Heisman Trophy. That clinches in everyone's mind that he should be the number 1 pick. I don't think he should be, but
Vince Young, anyone?
Yeah, exactly.
Again, getting to all the way back to, like I said, what I was saying at the beginning. Just,
Yeah.
The market for this, being able to buy, to trade or make moves. I look at the Cardinals and the Jets, who, obviously the top 3 teams, their top 3 needs are most likely are all QB and Raiders, Jets, and Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look like from anyone's mock drafts that anyone is going to take a quarterback number 2 overall or 3 overall.
No.
So my bold, if we're already going to that part, my bold prediction for sure is that one of those 2 is going to draft down. Is going to trade down. And I think it's going to be some sort of team that's already, basically there. I think it's going to be like a Chiefs or an Eagles team that tries to make this bold move and jump up 15, 20 some odd spots.
Okay.
And I think that a team like that has the capital to do so, and they have the means to do so.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you exactly details of which one and who, but I feel like we're going to get some juicy trades from this. I feel.
I mean,
some really game-changing trades.
I put the crazy prediction out there that I thought the Dolphins were going to trade with the Raiders and give up 6 draft picks over the next 3 years to basically get Fernando Mendoza. I mean, that to me, I know the Dolphins aren't going to do that because it's a new GM and a new coach, and I'm sure they're just going to be like, we'll wait till next year. Smart move, I think, but it just, to me, feels like it's the Miami native, Cuban American. There's a lot of selling points there. He's also a pretty good quarterback, and if you're not giving up next year's first rounder, what you can get with that if you have a very bad season could be your potential Miami connection Fernando Mendoza to Jeremiah Smith, if you can get that pick, obviously.
I'm in all honesty kind of getting our head of ourselves with let's predict a trade here, let's predict a trade there. Let's talk about the trade that already happened. So I want to get your thoughts.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's talk about misery and pain.
Dexter Lawrence straight up for the 10th overall pick, giving the Giants now the 5th and the 10th overall pick in this draft. Can make some major headwaves in that regard. Well, both, and honestly, two teams in the New York area that are probably feeling pretty decent with the Jets and the Giants having the draft positions that they have.
Yeah.
So yeah, just what was your initial thought? Because I was like, whoa, that's neat, that's crazy. Never seen that.
Yeah, no, as you shouldn't have. Like if you, man, if this was Jeffrey Simmons, sure, because he's one of the top defensive tackles in the league. Now, Dexter Lawrence is one of the top defensive tackles in the league, but as I have already stated, quarterback, offensive tackle, edge rusher, cornerback, wide receiver, the top 5 positions. The Bengals have so many more needs at being edge rusher now and cornerback, I think, especially defensive back. You can kind of pair safety in there, sure, fine, because Caleb Downs is one of those corner safety combo guys. He can just do everything on the field. I was convinced, as everybody in the draft and their mock drafts were convinced, that if he's there at 10, and it seemed like there's a good chance he could be there at 10, that he would be the guy the Bengals could take. He could be a great chop off the top of the offense, right? Be a guy that can go man on man, play zone coverage. No, instead, they need a man in the middle who's a good run stopper, one of the best in the league. He's made the Pro Bowl multiple times, been an All-Pro. He's been regarded as one of the best at his position. But in no regard is he worth a top 10 pick. 2 second-rounders, okay, fine. I'm willing to make that sacrifice if I'm in the general manager's position for the Bengals. But if they're asking for the number 10 overall pick, you tell them no. You tell them no, because there's nobody on that no one on that team is worth the warrant of a top 10 pick. Not even Jackson Dart, not even Malik Neighbors, none of them. No one on the Giants. I'm sorry, Josh. No one on that Giants team is worth a top 10 pick. Okay, maybe Andrew Thomas, the left tackle.
Fair.
Maybe, because he is an all-pro, Pro Bowler. I think, unfortunately, he's going to maybe be the new the new Joe Thomas of the NFL, if you will. Where it's just like, I'm on a bad team forever. Like, I don't know. Let's see what the Giants do. But this was a fleece of epic proportion where the Bengals think they're... And then you only sign him to a 1-year extension. It's only 1 year. You're only getting 1 year out of him, and then he can go test the market. Like, are you planning on giving him a longer contract after that? What was the purpose of this move? I say this, and I know it's morbid, but Mike Brown is going to have to pass away, I think, in order for this team to progress past, my father, Paul Brown, your father, Paul Brown's dead. And he's been gone for a long time, and those days have been long past. Okay? It's now time to move into the 21st century. Unfortunately, it's time for Mike Brown. Now, I don't know if his daughter would then take over control. I don't know who would be the next reigning person supreme for the Bengals. I don't know that succession plan. But you are in a 2000s, 90s, 80s way of thinking about Cincinnati when you need to start moving into 2026 ASAP because you have a quarterback that you're wasting his potential, a wide receiver that's wasting potential, another wide receiver that's wasting potential. There is so much talent on this team that you could be using, and it's all being for naught. And eventually it's going to start looking at, I got to get out of here. Yeah. And then I'm going to be leaving with them. I'm being honest with you. I'm going where Burrow goes, I'm going with. So if he becomes a Viking with Jamar Chase and they get the trio back, hello, I'm sorry, Bears guys, but hello, Minnesota. Like, I've got to do it.
I saw one thing, too, saying that Joe Burrow is...
God! Sorry. I had God.
Hey, no, I understand.
I feel like, what's that dude's name on Pat McAfee's show where he was doing Mel Kiper when they drafted
when the Packers
Jordan
drafted,
Love?
yeah.
And God damn it! Like, that's where I'm at right now with the Bengals. Like,
I mean, look, Joe Burrow, I think it was mentioned that Joe Burrow would have, this would be the last year to prove it. And if they don't, you might be saying goodbye to Joe Burrow. At the end of the day, there is a positive spin on this. If it doesn't work out, you got next year's draft. You're going to have to go to next year's draft class and be like, okay, Arch. Or not even Arch. But, I know, kind of going back to the negative side. Sorry, Andrew. about
That's all there is. There's only the negative side of this. There's no benefits out of this at all, unless Dexter Lawrence has a 15 sack season and propels the Bengals to like the number 1 defense in the NFL, and they go on a playoff run to a Super Bowl win. This trade makes no sense.
Yeah, he's coming off arguably his worst year. Half a sack and played in all 17 games. That's where I was like, oh man, those are some really low stats. He must have gotten hurt. Nope, played every single game.
Yep.
Was there nice, bright and early? First one there, last one to leave. And only showing up with half a sack. He had an interception for 37 yards. I'll give him that.
Oh, wow. Well, can he play corner then, I guess? Jesus. I came so close to dropping an F on that one.
Apparently in the CFL you could.
Yeah, seriously.
You saw that video with the Toronto Argonauts guy?
Sure. Why not?
Lowest total tackle in this last season at 31. Lowest solo tackles for him at 14. And by and large, the lowest sack total with only half a sack this year. No forced recovered fumbles.
But worth the top 10 pick, sure.
This trade,
that's again. After looking at the stat line, that's just like he's going now into his 8th year into the league. When again, the NFL career like that, you're very lucky to get past year 3.
Yeah.
What was his career high in sacks?
9.5. Or
didn't
even 9. The 2024 season. Years prior.
So he never got a 10-sack season. That's crazy.
No, because he's not that kind of a player. He's a run stopper defensive tackle.
Legitimately went from having one of his best seasons where he only played 12 games. So if he played the full season, if he wasn't injured,
would have been way better.
Probably would have had at least that 10 sack plus mark.
Sure.
With another probably like 20 some odd total tackles, but. Yeah, it's not looking good.
No,
I would definitely grade that on the side of the Giants, the little fleecing.
Yeah, beyond fleecing, it's highway robbery at this point. I mean, I guess it all depends to what the Giants do with the pick, but at the same time, anybody that's there at 10 is gonna be to some benefit to them for sure at this point because they need a lot, and so anything is going to be good for them at this point. So I don't understand it at all. I've had everybody try to explain it to me that they can under the sun to be like making it work, and it's like, in what world does this work? Other than that defense has to be elite then, but it can't be. There's nothing redeemable about them unless all of a sudden that's the thing that makes it click. I don't see that.
And the thing kind of going back to the Giants here, I mean, the fact that the Cincinnati Bengals gave them on second top 10 pick gives them that much more leverage to either A, get a second player that they've had on their board beneath their 5th overall pick player, or make that trade to go back or forward to get more picks later in this draft or next year. So they got more leeway and more options now that they took that pick from Cincinnati.
Their future can be set for years. I mean, with the way that they're playing this, like they're coming out of this with, 2 primo players, I would assume, in some regard. But it just
so this is saying here I'm reading off Bengals Wire.
Yeah,
I don't know who this one is from. Chris Rowling.
Mm-hmm.
It said that Dan Patrick took it a step further when he was on his show, saying that he had sources saying that Joe Burrow effectively gave the Bengals an ultimatum to make this trade. Here's the quote. I was told Joe Burrow is the one calling the shots in Cincinnati, Patrick said. From what I'm told, Joe Burrow said the management, you got to do something defensively or I'm out of here. I was told this morning by a source who said Joe gave them an ultimatum.
So then this is the move they make. This is the move that you make. Make a move defensively or I'm out of here. Okay, you can't wait till the draft and get Caleb Downs? Is that good enough defensively? I would say that's a lot better than some old ass defensive tackle who can just stop the run. That's way better than this.
Or if anything, you could have at least traded like a pick or 2 for someone in the secondary, something decent.
Can't even trade for the right guy. Can't even listen to your quarterback right. Do something defensively. Okay, defensive tackle. Here you go. Oh my God! It's just
imagine having Joe Burrow on this podcast right now. He'd probably be doing the same thing you'd be doing right now.
No, I mean he'd do the quarterback speak thing. He'd be like, "Yeah, Dexter's is a good player. You know, we'd like to have him." Behind the scenes, he has got to be going, "Really, defensive tackle? I say do something defensively, and this is what you do." Like a very large man in the middle. Okay, good, great. Like he better have something like 2024 then to make this work. It has to be of that ilk, of that caliber. I
mean, again, yeah, they gave up their best spot. Do they have another first round pick?
No, that's it. That's all they had. That's why this made no sense. When I saw first round pick, I went, "Oh, next year's first round pick? Okay, right." No, it's this year's first round pick.
I think it was also said that this was the first time it was a straight up player for a single pick in the first round. I think in NFL history. I could be wrong.
No, it's been a hot minute since this has happened. Like, and it's the first time the Bengals have done this. I think they said since like '89. So if that says anything to you, like
I mean, there's nothing wrong.
There's so many
retro.
words I want to say about this team.
There's nothing wrong going retro.
No, there's everything wrong with going retro. Retro is going backwards. Retro is bad in the NFL. You don't go back to your 90s way of doing things. You stay in the current trend. Look at the Bears. You want to go back to 2005? You want to go back to that, Adam, where you're running the ball for every time? Or do you want to stay with where you're at?
I'm just going to quickly read this one part in this article that I was reading on about the Dan Patrick thing. It says, of course, the widely agreed upon biggest reason is keeping Joe Burrow happy. That's especially fair and true for franchise with the ghost of Carson Palmer in its past. I just thought that was a really funny reason.
That is pretty good.
Ghost of Carson.
I mean, if that's true that they are just trying to keep him happy, this move could not have made him happy, one. And two, then expect the inevitability of him leaving. And that would probably mean then Jamar Chase is gone and T. Higgins is out too. Which, fine, then you clear the money off your cap. But then what are you going to do now? Like, you better hope there's a quarterback in this next draft and that you can replace if that's the case.
So if you're going to trade away Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, and or T. Higgins,
you better get 8 first-round picks.
I was going to say, you're probably going to get, like, what, a third?
At this point, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. God.
This Bengals organization obviously needs work from the ground up going back down to the ground. I mean, and Andrew, I know you
down to the ground is in like a grave, which is where Mike Brown needs to go.
Oh my God.
I mean, sorry, it's just like this is ridiculous.
I mean,
90-year-old men should not be making decisions at the head of their franchises.
Talk about Jerry Jones though.
Hey, that's another reference that you can make too. Like, look at how ridiculous they are.
I mean, to be fair. They've also made some okay picks. I mean, now have they made it past the second round in a while?
No.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
But I mean, at least with the Cowboys, and I'm not trying to like keep on poo-pooing on the Bengals here, but with the Cowboys,
that's fine. Do it, please. I hope they hear this.
Okay. Well, I guess if you're listening, the Cowboys have at least had a couple of playoff wins in terms of making it to the second round, even though that's not much.
Yeah.
But the other thing is with Cincinnati, you guys made it to a Super Bowl. You guys did.
I mean, yeah, but that's 5 years away now that the Bengals have made a Super Bowl. Like,
and that's true too. You gotta also. I mean, there's two ways I can look at this. One, you try to make Joe Burrow happy, which that didn't happen, obviously, with Dexter Lawrence.
I would assume not, but who knows? Maybe he's over the moon.
Or two, you have to basically trade these guys and get as many first and second round picks as you can for the future.
Yeah.
Because these guys aren't getting any younger. Joe Burrow's already hopping into his 30s almost. He's how old is Joe Burrow? 27, 28 around?
I think he's 28, 29.
Okay. So the point stands.
Yeah.
You know, these guys aren't going to get any younger, especially with Joe Burrow and then
29.
Okay, thank you, Nick. And that Swiss cheese O-line that they got over there. I mean,
it's crap. This is utter crap. This organization has gone from a Super Bowl to absolute the pits.
What are you gonna do? Trade Joe Burrow for McCarthy?
I don't know. That's the thing is like this. They haven't made bad picks. I don't think necessarily in the draft at times. It's just all of a sudden now, as of late, the last 2 years, they just have really. It's just been null and void with the success that they've had.
The heartbeat monitor must be going off real bad right now.
It's brutal watching this.
It's either a flat line or it's like Holy crap! Come on!
Yeah. Enough with the Bengals, though. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I don't need to be hurt. All right. Let's talk about the Bears, and then I'm gonna ask too, like, some of the surprising moves that will be made, but just on the Bears' sake of things. Like, again, I'm not a Bears fan anymore, but obviously very keen on kind of all the talk that's going on with the Bears. I know you've made note, Adam, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren is kind of a guy you're really looking at. From your perspective, Nick, I mean, what do you like for the Bears themselves? Obviously, they've got some necessities that are now going to be in place. This is a team that was made the playoff run, won a playoff game. Where do you seeing the Bears go right now with their first round pick at 25? Yeah. Or do you think that maybe even they make a move off of that pick? Do you think that is a possibility too?
I won't be opposed to moving up as long as, again, you don't make a Bengals-esque move.
Sure.
I
don't think anybody's going to do that.
I want to keep kicking you while you're down, but just make the
See,
comparison.
if you told me the Bears traded the 25th pick for Dexter Lawrence,
that makes sense.
I don't.
Kinda,
that
not
yeah,
really.
that kind of makes sense. But I think you could still get away with like 2 second-round picks.
Yeah. In terms of again,
I'm sorry. Please continue.
In terms of Bears needs, it definitely should be defensive side. Should definitely be secondary, whether that's cornerback or more likely not the strong safety, safety position. That's where again Emmanuel McNeil-Warren is getting a ton of love, and I think that's a decent spot for him. I'm not opposed to, again, you can probably throw in a couple other big time safeties around that same edge, because I think that's a pretty deep, or you can find some really great value there. Because I was looking at past the last 25 years of the 25th overall pick, and you're still getting decent players, decent starters. And these aren't game changers, other than Tyler Linderbaum was drafted at 25 about 2 or 3 seasons ago.
Right.
But you get game names like Dalton Kincaid, Hayden Hurst, even last year Jackson Dart at 25 overall. You're getting if there's any Bears fans who are like, oh, 25, no need to pay attention, no need to worry about that. You can still get guys, day one starters at that 25 position.
Yeah.
And they will exactly that. They will be making an appearance and affecting the games positively all season long. So I think that's definitely a case there where, again, you can get one of these big time names. I'm blanking on one of the other ones that was kind of
there's Dylan
under the radar.
Dylan Thieneman from Oregon is one that's been mentioned.
I can see that.
Brandon Cisse from South Carolina is also going to be on the board, I'm sure, by that point as well.
Everyone keeps saying, is Peter Woods a decent little name?
Peter Woods, the defensive tackle. I like him because I think he's the next Jeffrey Simmons. He's been dropping in some boards lately to the second round.
Okay.
Which could be maybe good for the Bears if you want to maybe take him there, because he's a good interior 3 technique that can work kind of off guard, that can really rip through the holes. He can pass rush, play run defense, all that good stuff. I mean, edge rusher for me has kind of been their point of attack, I think, that they need to hit, because you need somebody opposite of Montez Sweat, and that's where I got TJ Parker going there.
Okay.
Because I like him a lot for what the Bears do, a 4-3 defensive end that can play in that role opposite, I think, of Montez Sweat as a speed rusher that can come off and really just work his hands well, be strong, and hit the point of attack and put pressure on the quarterback. Zion Young is one that obviously gets mentioned a lot from Missouri. I don't know how much he's going to fit, because he's more of a, I think, 3-4 defensive end, a stand-up kind of guy that works better on that stand-up 2 feet off that edge kind of guy. But he's another one to look at. I mean, there's a plethora of opportunities out there. I just feel like Parker, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, I'm not opposed to. It's just I don't know if he's going to be there for that, because I think there's other teams that have priorities for a safety that will take him before the Bears can. So unless the Bears can move up ahead of, I would say, like the Panthers or maybe the Vikings, I don't know if they're going to be able to get him, because he is a hot commodity right now. Yeah. You're 6'4", 200 pounds, and you run like a 4.4 flat at safety. A lot of people are going to want you, of course.
So right now I'm looking at FanDuel odds. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren at the 25th spot is plus 600. That is the favorite.
Okay.
So if you're, it's a little bit of a kind of throwing it out there. When plus 600 is the lowest odds, you still make some nice cash. But again, it's very unpredictable. He could be picked up five rounds or 5 picks before that.
Of course.
So he's the favorite. Caden McDonald, The second at plus 650, T.J. Parker, Caden Proctor, and then Keldrick Falk to kind of round out the top 5 in terms of number 25 overall. That's right there.
I don't like that Keldrick Falk one.
One thing I will say the Bears need is a left tackle.
Yeah, that was number 2 on their big wish list. I think.
I don't think they need that though at 25.
Not in the first round.
No,
not in the first round.
If you want to take that in like the 4th round, because Ozzy Trapilo has shown enough to say that he can be your prime left tackle for years to come. It's just he's recovering off the injury.
Oh yeah.
You brought back Braxton Jones. Take that for what you will.
God no.
But I think they still have Theo Benedict as well. So I would take in like in the 4th or 5th round. I would not take a guy. I mean, there's a lot of good left tackles in this draft. It's not a necessity. And unless you need it, I wouldn't use your first round pick on it.
Unless there's a big name still left on the board.
Yeah, it would have to be somebody impeccable.
This is a fun one. I was gonna kind of waiting for all these like specialty ones afterward, but this one's too good. You even kind of slightly mentioned this. You hinted at it when we were joking about it in class. The Ringer 2026 draft specials. That's one of the tabs on here for DraftKings. For FanDuel. The New York Giants to draft 2 players from Ohio State in the first round plus 390. And you were saying they could probably snag Sonny Styles and Arvell Reese at 5.
Yeah. I know. I mean, if Reese does fall there to 5, they could. I know they said they like him. I know they really like Sonny Styles and they really like Caleb Downs.
Yeah.
And they really like Carnell Tate. There's 4 Ohio State Buckeyes that are probably going to go within the top 10.
Oh yeah.
Or at least within the top 12 for sure. It feels like they're talented enough, no doubt. I would take that. Honestly, I would put money on that because it feels like almost inevitable. It feels inevitable.
I like that.
It really
one.
does.
All the other ones I'm kind of looking at right now. I'll throw out a question to you for that one too.
Okay.
I see. This one is another draft special. Ty Simpson to be drafted in the second round plus 100.
I like that.
I mean, I like it. I do see a lot of the scenarios where teams are drafting up.
Cardinals.
I've also seen the report that he could be drafted as high as 21 because the Steelers are 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
I was with that, and then I saw the news break through that they brought in Carson Beck as a top 30 visit, and then I went, "Whoa, okay. Well, I'm gonna have to bring this up because I'm sure David's gonna have an aneurysm off this one." I mean, and look, I'm not saying that Carson Beck can't obviously be worth maybe a first-round pick. It does feel like a very, very, very tall reach.
That's where another one comes in. Carson Beck to be drafted by Pittsburgh or New York Jets plus 146.
Yeah, I would definitely put my money on that.
I don't hate that one.
I like that. I mean,
hate that one at all.
That's the thing is like maybe not the first round, but certainly one of those 2 teams I think feel, because I've heard Mike McCarthy, he spoke very highly apparently of Carson Beck and coming off of the combine. The Jets, I guess, really like his confidence.
Okay.
I don't know if this is good, but one of the scouts was like, it reminds me of Vinny Testaverde. I'm like, I don't know if that's a good thing. Like, Vinny was not that great with the Jets. And also, maybe not the guy you want to compare him to, a failed quarterback out of Miami as well. Like, confidence, yes, the guy has a lot of confidence for sure.
And for what it's worth on this, if you want to take that plus 146, it doesn't limit you to must be taken in the first round. It just says
it's just
for them to be drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Jets. I guess anytime throughout the draft. So again, you don't have to be. You're not.
It's a nice little addition to your draft parlay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that.
The other one I was looking at is kind of like the over/under on like positions, overall positions. So
on like what positions get taken the most.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So right now the line for wide receivers is at 5.5. It's for the hit to hit the over minus 179. So it's very popular. Okay. You can already kind of think of like Tate is probably going to go. Tyson Johnson, right? Is that his name?
Yeah, Jordan Tyson. Jordan Tyson, Carnell Tate, Mekhi Lemon seem to be kind of the guaranteed wide receivers to be taken. There's a lot of attraction now coming out for Denzel Boston to come out. Casey Conception's getting a lot of love. There's a lot of teams that are now kind of being put in that play of like other wide receivers. So I understand the 5. Is it 5.5? You said?
Yeah, for wide
5.5.
receivers, yeah.
I may play the under on that.
Okay,
honestly,
because
it's just like Denzel Boston. I feel like is a second rounder. Casey Conception could be a first round pick, but it feels like he would be a Bills guy where it's like, use him as a return man. He works into that number 2 position, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
like
the wide receiver class isn't the worst here. It's just very depth That's how I would put it as. Like, these are guys you're not taking to be your number one overall.
It's a projects draft for a lot of these guys. Yeah. There's very few that are like plug and play, ready to go. Like Reese, Bailey, Bain, Love would maybe be a handful of those guys. Maybe Jordan Tyson could be one. I saw his film. He looks ready to go. Like, that injury did not affect him whatsoever.
And the line for just straight up offense and defensive players. Offensive players over under 17.5 being drafted in the first round. And then defensive players over under 15.5.
Oh, man.
The over-under for the 15.5 for the defensive players plus 220 for the over. So a lot of people are hammering the under if that's the more popular.
For defensive players?
Yeah. The under for that is
I don't. There's a lot of good defensive players in this draft that could go high. That could go in the first round.
Yeah, it's like it's up to you. Where we saw 2 years ago when it was 18 straight offensive players.
I mean, it was nuts that we were sitting there just going offense, quarterback, wide receiver, quarterback, offensive tackle. Like, it was so many guys. But that's the thing is, like, as those needs are getting met, this is where this draft, I feel like defense could become heavy priority for a lot of these teams that are kind of hunting to either fix their franchise and find the key points. Like, we can't pass on this player kind of thinking. Or there's the level of the playoff teams who are like, well, what needs do we need to fill? And what do we just need to kind of help us get better?
Yeah.
And again, that's where I come with Jeremiah Love. I don't think you need him at 4. Tennessee, I'm looking at you. Don't take him. Or the Cardinals. You don't need him at 3. You don't need him at 4. I don't get that concept ever.
This last tab I'll quickly just share is first selected position. This one's just funny to me because it says running back, and in parentheses it goes, not including Jeremiah Love.
Oh, okay.
And the number one person.
So he's out, obviously.
Yeah, number one person is Jadrian Price at -900.
Yeah,
so.
his teammate from Notre Dame.
Otherwise, the only one that I'd be kind of looking at is if you want to throw one up there, just this kind of maybe just building your parlay, like Carnell Tate being the first wide receiver at -145. Mix that with a couple other people.
I like that. I mean, that's the thing is that this is a draft where even when I look at Carnell Tate, after you watch the Jordan Tyson film, I would still go maybe Jordan Tyson just put himself in the conversation as the top receiver to take. One guy coming off an injury, and one guy obviously had a really fantastic year, but you watch those guys, and I go, well, Jordan Tyson looks like he pops off the ground as that next number one wide receiver. So do you want to pass on that? If you're the Browns, you got a tough decision to make at 6.
Oh, yeah. It'd be just a fun little thing. I'm not saying this will happen, but what if the Panthers traded up and got Tyson? They need other offensive weapons outside of Tet McMillan.
That's not a bad option. I would say they should stick at 15 and
19
or 19. Excuse me. I had them taking Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. I mean, unless they want to trade up and maybe try and get Kenyon Sadiq. I mean, they need another option to throw out there to help with Bryce Young. But they've also got Jalen Coker, who they're going to be keeping for the foreseeable future right now. They just put a tender on his contract. So at least for now, he's in their future plans as their, I guess, their number 2 wide receiver for the time being. And this is a deep enough draft where your guy, Jermaine Bernard, is considered to be one of the best guys sitting there in the second round. Chris Brazzell, the second from Tennessee, will be there. There's enough names in this draft at wide receiver, even in the 5th and the 6th round, like the kid Montgomery, who's coming from, I think, Beth Cookman or something like that. That's a guy who I've got the Bears taking in the later parts of the draft where I go, he's talented enough that you put him in that receiving room with Jade Walker and all of them. I think he could make the team. I think he can make them exponentially better, as a slot receiver. And he's nobody that you would know because he's coming from Beth Cookman. That's it, Beth Cookman. This is one where every team's going to have to explore the possibility of, do we feel good staying where we're at, or do we need to move up and or down? Because again, if I'm the Raiders, the Jets, the Cardinals, the Titans, I'm calling to see what you can get a king's ransom somewhere.
It's going to be a game of chess this year. It always is every year, but especially I know particularly with this draft, it's going to be a game of chess with these teams.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm sitting here banking that Minnesota is moving up to 4 to get Jeremiah Love. I want to be so right on that because it just feels like you don't want Jordan Addison clearly. You don't want to extend him. It would only cost you your 2 first-round picks, and I think that puts you back in the playoff hunt, honestly. Is getting that run game established with those quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And then you can go into next year and say, okay, do we need a quarterback? Because it's heavy with guys.
I mean, it could either be a trade by the Vikings or I would suggest that the Cardinals trade down to try and eventually get some more capital for next year's draft and get a quarterback.
They need a boatload.
But if you see Jeremiah Love at 3, I'm also sitting at James Conner like, you know what? There's a lot of tread on those tires, Bubba.
Oh yeah. No, don't get it twisted. I understand that.
I believe he's announcing the Cardinals pick. That'd be very funny if he's announcing his successor.
Jeremiah Love, my God. That would be
that'd be painful to
the internet would blow up and be like, why didn't you have this man do this? Like, why didn't you have anybody else on the platform that could be ready to announce the Cardinals pick? Like something. Again though, history proves taking a running back in the top 10 brings you no Super Bowls. Unless you're the Ravens in 2000, where it made sense back then to take a running back at number 5. With that team, by the way, set the way they were, fine. But everywhere else, Damian Tomlinson, Ezekiel Elliott, I'm the idiot who sat there going, look at all the running backs in the top 10. None of them.
Yeah.
Not a one of them helped that team go to a Super Bowl. Yeah. You want to say Saquon? The Eagles didn't draft him, idiots. Come on.
And even like you just said, when the Ravens drafting at that spot, getting the 5th overall.
Yeah.
And then winning the Super Bowl. It's just because you got to put an asterisk next to that because they have one of the most dominant defenses of all time. So
yeah, during an era where running the football was still considered the prime offense of especially for that team.
Yeah.
So
that's in that time of even in fantasy world. If you're not taking a running back number 1 overall in your fantasy football, you're getting laughed at.
Right.
It's just a plain.
And I understand that on the fantasy aspect.
Yeah.
But that's the fantasy aspect.
Oh, of course, yeah.
You can't take your fantasy football brain, which I know a lot of these guys do, and go, oh, but this is what I would do the same thing if I were like this guy who's coming at me with this whole. I was a running back in high school, by the way. You can take running backs in the top. Where? Leonard Fournette, did they help the Jaguars go to the Super Bowl? I mean,
he helped the Bucs.
Christian McCaffrey, did he? Yeah, but he helped the Bucs, not the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Bucs led by Tom Brady.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Did Christian McCaffrey win the Super Bowl for the Panthers? No. He's made the Super Bowl with the Niners, but they haven't won anything even still. So this is where I get he's a commodity. I get he's a hype. I get he's different from everybody else. But so is Darren McFadden. And look at what he turned in. Then that's where I've got this guy. I've got this guy as Darren McFadden at his lowest, or Matt Forte at his highest, with Bijan being what he is now. And I don't.
That's your Jeremiah Love.
That's my Jeremiah Love comps.
Wow.
Okay. I think he's either Darren McFadden, where he's just kind of muddling around as a middle of the road running back, Matt Forte, who borderlined on Hall of Fame with his numbers as a receiver and a running back as a runner. And then Bijan, who's kind of been that guy too, who could obviously excel Matt Forte, don't get it twisted. He's got a lot more career to go. But where he's at right now, he's one of the top running backs, if not the top running back going. That's where I could see Jeremiah Love, but that doesn't translate to a Super Bowl. Hello, Adrian Peterson. Come on.
No, I mean, just like anybody with a guy like that, you would be drafting him. There's only maybe 4 or 5 teams where he would make an immediate impact.
Yeah,
they're built to have that player ready to roll right there. But again,
you're trading up.
There wouldn't be anyone that's
him
in the top 5 or top 10 right now.
No, and that's where I lose the plot on that whole argument. So you're wrong. You're wrong, Glenn. You're wrong. I'm calling you out. You're wrong, Glenn. Yeah. Your high school running back days prove nothing, by the way.
But tomorrow's going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna have a big live stream here from the school.
7:00 p.m. Central Time.
The start, well, like I said, we'll get going around 6-ish or so.
Yes.
It'll be fun.
Absolutely. And folks, I mean, I'm sure by tomorrow, moves will be made, players will be traded. There's a lot of predictions that this will be a very trade-heavy draft.
Do you think the Bears try and hijack some spotlight and try and announce some sort of stadium news, big stadium announcement tomorrow, just to
God,
try and take some spotlight away from
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
They feel, and it's not that they can't. It just feels like from the last news I read, which is like there's a vote still to happen on this. It feels like they are still light years away from this, which is ridiculous that they cannot seem to find one plot of ground to put a shovel in and go, here we go, we're building.
That's Illinois for you.
That's again when I'm looking around for like Bears, like this, that, and the other online.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the new thing. It's just like
We're going to Arlington, folks, and with the 25th pick, like that kind of thing.
The draft has become secondary. It's just become like, when are they going to start announcing this, that, and the other? And like I said,
We just bought the shovels, guys.
Yeah, trying to hijack the news of the hype of the draft.
The cones are out, baby. We were ready to go. We got the zoning permissions right here, like holding up a piece of paper that says we are cleared to go, but nobody can read it because it's just like you are clear. It's just like written like in pencil. You are cleared to dig.
Yeah, it's like they made it on a dock.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you guys seen this video? These videos. This guy goes to like construction sites and he has this like the little man with like a like pointing at the like holding a ruler. Like, okay, this is you. This is checking out. Like, I feel like that's kind of like what's going on in the Bears construction site right now.
And there's a couple things I do
walking around with the blueprints.
Yeah, we're good. We're all good, guys. Yeah, we got this.
I'll say this. I mean, the Bears just it feels like with the stadium situation, I could see them being like, we got Hammond, Indiana, we got Arlington Heights. Let's stay Soldier Field for like another 10 years or so before we figured out how to buy a shovel.
I mean,
the second one I'd say is that just with the way Illinois is, especially with how they've been treated in Chicago, and with the way things are in Springfield, it's gonna either get like pushed back until like the last possible second, or we see something, but it's something the Bears fans are gonna treat Philadelphia like.
Yeah, it's a mess. If they did announce something, that would be wonderful. I would say to just some degree for Bears fans to be like, oh, finally a new home. But I would not hold my breath. It just feels like they are so far apart on like what they want to. And this is where Kevin Warren is looking less and less like the right choice at president.
He had one job.
Yeah, seriously.
One job.
You have one thing you've been put in charge of to this point, and you can't even get this right. Like, since the moment you came in, you were told, get the stadium thing figured out for us. And you can't get it done.
You also heard there was a billionaire who said he wanted to put a dome over Soldier Field. Like a big translucent dome.
I saw something like that. I forgot who it was exactly, but he was basically saying he's like, I'll pay for the dome to put over Soldier Field. Like if it's really that big of a problem, like I will pay for whatever Tupperware cover we can find.
Yeah, literally that's what it is. It's like, I'll hire the helicopters that'll fly it over and place it on.
Finally put the top on the spaceship, I guess. I don't know. Like,
it's like I've said this for years and years, and I know I mentioned it here on Blow the Whistle, but it looks like a UFO landed on top of Mount Olympus.
Oh yeah, it is the UFO that has destroyed a beautiful stadium that is costing the taxpayers still $350 million, I think, over the next 6 years that they're owed. Like, it's and then to put a dome on it, it would probably cost the taxpayers. It would push them roughly another $500 million potentially. And they would love that to go back to that.
If you're gonna put a dome on top of the smallest stadium in the NFL, you would at least consider the fact you would want to start making some renovations to at least make it more comfortable for the fan experience and have some somewhat of some updated concessions.
You would think,
they're the only stadium that renovated their building and lost their historical status. So, there you go.
Which is, I
didn't even know that was a superpower.
Yeah, that's a magic trick that not too many can happen. But good old Bears. But luckily, folks, there's 31 other teams as well. If you're interested in those that are going to be drafting, well, not 31. Obviously, one team will also not be drafting in the first round with the Denver Broncos too. Apparently,
that's right. Yeah.
So,
Jalen Waddle.
The Falcons aren't drafting in the first round either.
No, that's right. Yeah. So there's 3 teams, and now the Bengals are one of them. So thanks,
Dexter Lawrence.
Thanks.
Wonder Double D's not showing. He's like,
yeah. What do I need to be there for? My team's not doing anything. Yeah, because your guy's in jail. That draft pick the draft pick that they wanted is facing possibly 20 to 30 years.
Oh my God. I didn't know it was that bad.
James
Three
Pierce
felonies.
Jr.
I mean, hey, James Pierce, man.
Hey, at least it'll be a great story to tell in prison.
Dude, all you had to do was just find somebody else. Like you're 6'5", you're 245, you're built like a brick house. Every woman will want you. Like, what are you doing, my guy? It's Atlanta. It's Atlanta. I can't stress that enough. You can find another woman. You don't have to hurt Rakia Jackson. By the way, welcome to Chicago. Glad you got out of there. But yes, tomorrow, again, 6 o'clock, should say 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time. Be on the lookout. Yes, sportsdownchicago.com. We're going live. Draft night should be a lot of fun. I'm really intrigued for it. I'm going to be jetting up a lot of coffee because I'm probably going to be coming from work right over here. So I am going to be on a 48-hour bender, basically being up. But I'm excited for it. This is my Christmas. So
yeah.
Let us know your thoughts, though, ladies and gentlemen. Who do you want your team to be drafting? What trades do you see? What surprises could we see in this draft? We want to hear from you guys. Is that comment in the sections down below? Let us know your thoughts, your opinions. Argue with us. We don't mind. I don't mind. Come at me, Glenn. All right.
Actually, I do want to say one quick thing before we head.
Yeah.
We're fifth quarter is also doing a We're doing a pre-draft show before the draft.
Yes.
So
a lot of pre-draft shows happening.
Have just a little bit of fun, just talking about potential prospects. We're going to be talking about. We're going to have No Gimmicks Nick Johnson on for tomorrow. So thank you, sir. And back to you, sir.
All right, yeah. So definitely go check that out, guys. The fifth quarter right here on sportsdownchicago.com. Be on the lookout for that. They're going to have a lot of fun and a lot of blast for the pre-draft stuff. And folks, there's baseball going on. 2 baseball teams in Chicago starting to cook it up. We're going to be talking about all their success and more here on Blow the Whistle on sportsdownchicago.com.
I sound a little cocky, but I think we're legends in Chicago. We really are.
sportsdownchicago.com.
We're all looking to save $1 these days, right? Well, Pino's Zone Man is the perfect spot for pizza lovers with the $10 and under menu that'll make your taste buds and your wallet happy. Fried chicken sandwiches, just $6. It's so good I had to start working it just to eat it every day. That's not all. Grab 2 large one-topping pizzas with extra cheesy goodness and a 2-liter soda for just $26.30. Plus, order online to get 5% off exclusive deals. Family owned and operated for 30 years. Open 7 days a week and until 1 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Check them out on the corner of North Main and Willoughby. Pino's on Main.
Oh my God, I need some Pookie's crack cake. Pookie's crack cakes.
Yeah, girl. You ain't never heard about the best crack cakes in Chicago?
They're right there in the Bronzeville area, right at 105 East 47th Street.
They're moist, delicious, premium homemade cakes made fresh daily. One bite and you're addicted.
They got the caramel cake, butter pecan praline, and red velvet. Ooh, and don't forget the strawberry lemonade and a chocolate Oreo dream.
They're open Wednesday through Saturdays, 11 to 6 p.m. Sundays, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And they're closed Mondays and Tuesdays.
Early arrival is highly recommended. First come, first serve. They give out tickets at 10 a.m.
Just mention you heard it right here on Real Girl Talk Radio, and you'll get a free butter cookie with your purchase.
Make sure you follow them on Instagram and Facebook at Pookie's Crack Cakes.
Girl, where you going?
I gotta go get my crack cake.
Let's go. Looking for a great bargain? Want to find cool collectibles? Need to get fresh fruit and vegetables for the family? Come on down to Swaparama. 3 great locations, 42nd and Ashland in Chicago, Melrose Park, and Alpha, with hundreds of indoor and outdoor vendors selling clothing, tools, electronics, and much, much more. Have stuff for sale? Become a Swaparama vendor and turn your hidden treasure into cash. Visit their website for market days, hours, and vendor information. Go to swap-o-rama.com. Swaparama, the first name in flea markets.
There's only one place to watch your favorite sports team and have mouth-watering pizza. Come on down to Moretti's Pizzeria, where you can get a pizza for half the price every Tuesday. Try out our delicious varieties of pizza, sandwiches, and much more. I don't know about you, but a gooey mac and cheese pizza with a size of cheesy mozzarella sticks and watching sports sounds like paradise to me. Stop by at one of our 12 locations near you. We're open 7 days a week, anywhere from 10:30 a.m. to midnight. Visit our website, Moretti'sRestaurants.com, for delivery, catering, and even private parties. Moretti's, we bring the fun.
Get money for that old car sitting in your driveway today. No more insurance payments. No more playing taxi for your friends and your family. More room in your garage with Winning Auto Wrecker. Winning Auto Wrecker comes directly to you and takes that problem car away and off your hands. Call anytime, day or night at 888-555-0910 or go to winningautorex.com and we will take that junk off your hands in no time. You win, we win with Winning Auto Wreckers.
And welcome back, everybody, here to Blow the Whistle here on SportsNowChicago.com. We just got done talking about the Bulls in the first part of it. We got done talking about the NFL draft in the second part of it. Catch our draft show again. It's going to be tomorrow starting at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time on SportsNowChicago.com. Beforehand, fifth quarter, it's going to be going live as well with Adam Schneider, and Drew will be a part of that as well, correct? Yes. Yeah, and the rest of the crew on that. I might join in maybe as well, so be on the lookout for that. It's going to be a fun draft day. But now, folks, we talk about the baseball. Because here in Chicago, two teams have really started to amp up their energy as we're starting to get into the midst of it's still the early parts of the season, but it seems like the Cubs and the White Sox are starting to kind of get into their own, starting to come into a little bit of their feels.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit. Starting to feel it. Absolutely. I mean, at least, again, in the early stages of this, but because obviously Nick's here, I want to give the love to the White Sox because over the last couple games here, they've been playing the Athletics and the Diamondbacks here, and they've taken 3 out of the last 4, which is a promising look, and really strong wins, by the way, too, as well, which has been very impressive, I have to say.
Yeah. White Sox could have swept the A's, which they never really have a good West Coast trip, like, as the tradition usually goes.
Travel's never been their promise there.
Historically making bad runs on the West Coast side, but apparently that ballpark is pretty lively over there in Sacramento. And sure enough, it was. We saw Mune hit basically a bird's nest out of a tree.
Jeez,
that was awesome to see.
That was unbelievable.
Poor birds.
That reminded me of that whole SNL skit where I forgot who it is. I forgot his last name. The comedian who does the golf, the PGA thing where he keeps hitting the birds or whatever.
Oh no!
It's a skit where he hits a bird and then he hits like a nest out of a tree, and everyone's like, "Boo!" And he's like, "I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry, guys."
A true tree run homer, in my opinion, there by Mune. And they've been, like I said, other than kind of blundering and they let one go, they were leading like all game when they were like, I think it was like a 6-0 lead at one point. Kind of slowly but surely let the A's get back, and they end up walking it off. Other than that, pretty solid week, pretty solid weekend, and they went ahead and had a humongous night last night offensively against a pretty white hot, red hot little Diamondbacks team right now.
Yeah.
So that was really awesome to see. Good to see Sean Burke get his first decision in like 20 some odd starts.
Yeah.
So that was just. And again, what a crazy thing, like, to go like no decision, not getting a win in the last like 20 some odd plays. And
I know. That's
insane. That was the last time he got a win, was against the Diamondbacks.
Right.
About 2 years ago. But yeah, that's been pretty awesome to see, kind of like I said, seeing Sean Burke, if he can kind of slowly become an arm. We saw Noah Schultz finally get back into it again. Another amazing outing out there. 5 innings, only one hit off of a solo shot. Given up against the A's. So that was really nice to see. Again, Rays took advantage of him, getting like really hyped and excited over in Chicago as his first start. Only giving up the 3 runs in the first inning. He gives up another one later. So it was really nice showing there. And oh man, I'm blanking on the name. He was talking to Chuck Garfien on his podcast, and he was saying, I'll get it. He's one of the more national guys. Just saying, if you can get Noah Schultz to hit, and even just one other, and it may be like Davis Martin, and he clicks.
Yeah.
You got a solid team going forward, and it's all about pitching, and I can't agree more. And this is, like I said, I'm all kind of just relaying what he said. I'm gonna find his name in just a second. I'm blanking on it. If 2 to 3 starters hit, that's golden from there. You get another fill-in after that.
Yeah.
Again, maybe even go the route of the starter, as it's been kind of popular for the White Sox and the Cubs lately. But that's just the thing. You're getting to see, and then I'm kind of bearing the lead, of course. I mentioned him already, but Munetaka Murakami, having just such a nice outing. He showed up for the first 4 games and took a little bit of a break, and then now The bats are coming alive once again. All the stats about being, first Japanese-born player to do this, first Japanese-born player to do that, or, second or third behind Shohei Ohtani.
Right.
Which, not bad grouping to be a part of. Not
That's
at
a
all.
pretty
It's
good
very
company
good
to
company.
have.
Yeah. So I love everything about that. And it was just like I said, getting these other younger guys going, like seeing Colson Montgomery, hopefully getting out of not a slump, but you see the frustration every time he strikes out or just does bad. He kind of slams his bat, or you can see the visible frustration on his face. You want to start seeing a little bit less of that and more of him, hitting it and getting some good, solid contact. I think that's on the right side. Even another great news right here. I'll keep rambling. Is Sam Antonacci debuting so far and then getting his first career home run on an inside the park home run hasn't happened for a White Sox player in 50 years.
I was going to say,
First home run being an inside the parker, which, unfortunate for that bald guy. I don't want to say bald boy because he's definitely in his 70s, a little bit older on the older side. But, kind of playing it was clearly fair, just puts his hand down, and I'm sure who's the baseball guy that always does the John Boy. I'm sure John Boy is going to do a lip reading where you can see he goes, it was going so fast. I couldn't do. They're going to slow that down. You'll get that video sometime probably today if it's not already up. But very unfortunate for him. Very fortunate for the White Sox. Again, really cool seeing a 440-foot bomb on Colson Montgomery on the stat list, and then you see a 57-foot home run for Sam Antonacci. Still the same thing. Still the same result. Love it. Yeah, love everything about it. So it's been nice as of late for this little stretch to kind of, again, exactly see, okay, when you see the White Sox hit home runs, that's when they're gonna, they're more than likely gonna end up getting a win. If the bats go quiet, it's not very likely that they're gonna be winning these 2-0, 3-0 ball games. It's very, very tough. So,
and the thing about this young core is that a lot, and just like both of you have talked about, we're seeing so many positives from them. The development seems like it's going up and up and up. But the thing is, will injuries start to plague them eventually? I'm not wishing any
that could just happen to any team at any given time.
Oh, of course.
The White Sox just aren't very prepared for one of their bigger names to go down. So yeah, exactly I won't even put that into the ether, but if a guy like Miguel Vargas were to be out for an extended period of time, it would, for lack of a better term, it would suck.
Yeah.
It would suck for a lot of things. And he's been playing so hard. I love the effort that Miguel Vargas has been playing right now, both on the offense and defensive side.
Yeah, he's putting his heart out there every single play. Diving for balls and doing everything he can. He doesn't have to hurry his throws, but he's just I'm whipping this over there. I do not care.
Yeah.
So,
and again, the other big news, other big thing on the horizon, you can maybe transition to Cub talk after this. I swear I'll get a little bit of Cub in there. Braden Montgomery's been having a nice little double-A. It's been rumored that he could probably be getting the call up to AAA or immediately right to the show, which I wouldn't be opposed to. But again, I'm also on the side still of the more traditional. Let him go through AAA.
Sure.
Even if he's red hot.
Build up. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is his more at bats are not going to hurt him by any means. But I understand where, like you said, the more they're hitting home runs, because that's now becoming more of the perpetuating motion for this team, right? Hit home runs, you will win games, especially with Murakami and now, Colson Montgomery being a part of that as well. Braden Montgomery has that pop off his bat, the bat speed, the contact. It's all there to signal maybe we do bring him up from AA because he does. And he's got the speed too, where I don't know if you stick him in center field, but you put him in the outfield, I think, if anything, to be able to be an everyday kind of
right
player.
Field.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Right field.
Pereira made a nice play the other day, but he's expendable.
Yes.
Derek Hill, same thing. Good effort so far, but
Pereira's not hitting too bad, but he's not an everyday hitter.
No.
He's great for the bench, pinch hitter, perfectly fine. But Brandon Montgomery feels like, again, we talk about these pillars, these core foundation guys that you can build around. And Montgomery is one of those. I'm still putting Hagen Smith in there because I just love everything about that kid as a pitcher. I just love watching because it's just so fluid and easy. It's him and Jamie Arnold who's for the A's, ironically. I know he's not pitching for the A's, but there's this ease with them when it comes through the motion, the release, the way that they follow through that just tells me, like, these guys could pitch for 10 years and maybe not have to touch Tommy John surgery for a while because they're throwing 96 and it's like it's not a jerky motion. Yeah. It's not harsh. And that's what you were saying with pitching. You're saying Noah Schultz looks like he's going to be that guy. Hagen Smith and Martin can be those next guys up. This team is now fast-tracking their route to saying, okay, we can be competitive. And then it's just a matter of Cholowski feels like he's the right move to make for the number 1 pick, still proving himself to be the big boy in college baseball. I mean, unless they want to go with Flora, the pitcher from Santa Barbara. He's like the only other guy I would say, maybe you want to consider him, but Cholowski is still like top of the walk. Fill out those bats as much as you can. He's a home run hitter, for God's sakes. Like, don't pass on that.
And very happy that the White Sox are currently in the AL Central and not the NL Central because it's a murderer's row right now in the NL Central.
Oh, baby.
I think the Brewers are last, or if they're not.
They're third.
Okay, the third.
Game and a half back on the Reds in first.
Yeah.
Which they've been tearing it up.
Oh, yeah.
Sal Stewart never could have predicted this for him. He is having the season of a lifetime to start it off.
But the Pirates at 13-10, being at the bottom of the division, meaning they would be what? 4th, 5th overall in the AL?
Yeah.
Like that's just how competitive the NL Central is. And it was a really good time for, kind of right now for the Cubs to kind of get it together and figure it out when especially we went over their schedule. That was going in.
That was
didn't think the Mets were just going to fall on their face and go 12 straight losses after Danhausen uncurses them. I guess he since recursed them underneath his breath.
Folks, I lied.
I was just kidding. Yeah. They didn't pay me enough human monies.
They didn't put my face on the truck.
I think so. That's what it was.
They are cursed.
Yeah, back to being cursed. That's just where it is right now. It's just it's. I'm glad again. I'll switch panning back over to the Cubs.
Yeah, please.
It's nice that the White Sox don't have to deal with that. The Cubs division is red hot right now. They're on one hell of a tear right now.
Oh, they're running.
Bats finally woke up. The Bats finally woke up. And what was their last loss against the Phillies in that 13-7 game?
Yeah.
Again, they were getting blown out, but they still scored 7 runs and 30 some odd runs that entire series, if I'm not just short of it, something crazy.
10-4 after the 13-7 loss. It's 10-4, 11-2. Then you shift over to the Mets. They go 12-4. I mean,
so what? Yeah, exactly. So 28 runs in that Phillies series, even though they lost one, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, they've just been mashing the ball. Nico Horner's looked amazing right now. The NL,
he's just one player of the week.
Yeah, NL player of the week. And that last game, not last night's game, but the game before that, defensive plays that are probably going to be replayed over and over again. There was at least 5 of them, if anywhere between 5 and 7 of them that were really, really great defensive web gems.
I mean, I knew they had gloves, but this is okay, they're back in form defensively. And offensively, like you said, they look on cruise control.
And when you have those defensive performances and you're already a little iffy right now with you kind of were. Now Minaga showed up and he almost looking like a Cy Young winner.
Yeah.
And then you have Colin Rea go out there. And again, doesn't have the greatest performance per se, but goes 6 2/3 because he had great defensive plays the entire time. And the Phillies just were not hitting the ball.
I completely forgot he was on the team too. I remember him in the minors. I did not remember that he was on this team, but this is the importance, I would say, of where Craig Counsell comes into position with his managing.
Yeah.
And obviously the players too. I'm sure a lot of them corrected some of their mistakes, no doubt. But Craig Counsell seems to he shook up the lineup a little bit here. He started promoting some other guys within the rotation and in the bullpen, giving guys more opportunities. And I think he's found a formula that, again, early parts of the season, but the flow is there. The offense is cooking. The defense is on point. Pitching is starting to come into its own. Come to the dog days of summer and stuff for the Cubs, could be a different story. That always happens, of course. But here's the other part of it too, to add, not to take it away from the Cubs, but like you said, the Mets are on an absolute disaster run. The Phillies are kind of starting to
not looking
like,
themselves.
Yeah, they're sinking away, and to the point where their owner, I think it was, or somebody from their executive had to say Thompson's job is not in jeopardy, and it's like, did that have to be said? Was that something that was being talked about? Like what? Because like that's where I was like, it just kind of came out of the blue from what people were talking about, and it's like, boy, that feels like that was like it was just one of the, first off, he's not fired, and it's like, did that have to? Was that ever a thing?
Yeah, that was like the other guys are like, did you ask that?
Yeah, who asked the question?
Did I ask that?
Like, no, he just walked up to the mic and said it. What's wrong with him? Which, I mean, look, if the way they're trending right now, not to get away from the Cubs, but like they're taking advantage of the fact that obviously there's teams right now that are playing terrible baseball. Yeah. Ironically, coming from the NL East of all places, but it for the Cubs' sake, this is great momentum to carry on, like you said, at an important point where you've got teams in the Central who are still playing well, but obviously have taken a bit of a jump back. I'm surprised with Cincinnati. Again, Sal Stewart, the way that Ellie De La Cruz is playing, like he looks like an MVP at this point. Even Sal Stewart looks like an MVP. I mean,
also give credit to Francona.
Yeah, and well, I mean, that's been clearly the biggest difference. Is Terry Francona.
Yeah, it has to be that. Like having a full season with him, and I mean beyond that now too. Yeah, it helps when Ellie's waking up. It's been it's just been really really cool to see.
I mean, and their pitchers. I mean, pitching Hunter Green. If Hunter Green can just get more off of his breaking ball, he's going to be a Cy Young contender. Maybe even win the damn thing. Like he's good enough to do it. But for the Cubs' sake, I mean, this is Frankie. Congratulations. I know you're very happy with this, but this is going to be a fight, I think, to the bitter end again. Because this is what we saw last year. This feels like I don't know if the Reds are going to be able to keep this up. That's the only thing. I'd like to think so with where they're trending right now, but I'm still favoring the Brewers right now as the one that can come out of this as the division winner. I maybe would put the Cubs in there as a second spot, and I don't know what to make of the Cardinals and Pirates. Like, they're doing so well, but at the same time, it's like, but can this... Like, by the time we're talking about the trade deadline, are they going to be buyers or are they going to be sellers?
Yeah. Come All-Star weekend / trade week. Or, last day of the trade. There's no way the NL Central is all above 500. That's just not statistically. I don't think
it's not feasibly possible.
Yeah, I don't think so.
If it does, like there's something going on.
Someone will bend. Someone will break. I think it's more likely will probably be the Cardinals and the Pirates to Cardinals probably break, Pirates bend.
Yeah, that feels right.
It's going to be probably a fight between the Brewers, Cubs, and the Reds for the top of that division.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but just in baseball on itself, kind of just to round it out, I mean, for you, Nick, I mean, away just from the Chicago teams, I mean, where are you coming at now with baseball? I know we've kind of done this already beforehand, but like we're getting more deeper into the season. Yeah. Is there anybody, maybe not named the Dodgers, that has impressed you? I mean, that has really kind of been like, ooh, there's something.
Yeah. Again, just the utter. I think we mentioned this even last time. The utter dominance of Mason Miller right now. It's just been off the charts. Again, getting the
new theme song,
the corn care package, which I'm gonna stop myself. I said I was gonna get the jersey. I'm not going to now because I found out that he is not a Corn fan necessarily. He doesn't hate them.
Okay.
He wasn't like Corn, bad.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have even probably picked the song, but he's just like, when I was probably getting, being born and listening to stuff, like it just wasn't as popular. So I think we're probably around the same age. So
okay.
Corn peak was 98, 99, 2000. Right around there, if I'm not mistaken. So.
Oh wow, he's 27.
Oh yeah.
I thought he was like 32.
So it's valid. It's valid. And like I said, he looks like a good old boy. He's probably listening to some.
Definitely feels like a country guy.
Yeah. Some Zach Bryan or I
got my dog in my truck and I don't know, something.
As long as it's not Jelly Roll, bro. I don't care what you're
I believe it's Zach Brown.
Oh, okay.
I lived in the South for 4 years.
That's I like my chicken fried home meal on a Friday night or something like that.
Yes.
That's the one song I know because it was like the thing that you played at high school dances. I don't know why. We're not even country. We're suburbs. Come on,
college
folks.
bars.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, still the Marlins being second in the NL East is kind of
I thought
crazy.
they would have died by now. Like I'm just being honest. I thought I'm like, well, Marlins are gonna Marlins. Come on.
In terms of anybody else like surprising me, I mean, again, the A's being the fact that about a couple days right now, the top 4 teams in the AL are of course the Yankees. That makes sense.
Yeah.
The Guardians are still lingering. The A's and a tie between the Twins, the Rangers, and the Rays.
Yeah.
For technically like 7th now.
Sure. Yeah.
What is a 3-way tie for that? So yeah, it's still been very wacky baseball. This has just been very interesting to see. The other thing, I guess on the San Diego Padres side of thing, Lucas Giolito got signed today.
Yeah, he
So
did.
1-year deal with a 2027 option. We were kind of lingering, wondering like, hey, what's his deal? Like, why isn't he somewhere? Well, they figured it out now. So to the Padres you go. Good luck, kiddo. That's all I gotta say.
I think it's a great pickup for them. Like that shores up their rotation. That gives them another arm that they can work with. Obviously, right now you're in the hunt with the Dodgers. I mean, they're looking fantastic. The moves they've made, shifting some guys around, putting guys in different places, it's really paying off. And I'm imagining that this is going to be the Padres being like, we're going for broke. Like we're putting on it, all the chips in the middle. We're doing this. We're challenging the Dodgers for the division. We're trying to go for the World Series because this is a team that seems capable enough.
Yeah.
But the one that's really caught Atlanta is just. I might favor them to go to the World Series.
I was thinking that too, looking at standings,
Holy
looking at
cow.
some not like too deep of things to go on FanDuel, but
Yeah.
that was gonna be one of my things. Like, hey, maybe I should probably sprinkle now.
Oh, yeah.
like to win the conference, to win not their division, but to win the NL.
Yeah, no, to win the NL, to win their division. I mean, they are hot on the trail right now.
There's just straight up a Mets next win tab. And it says for, I guess, Minnesota Twins game 2 is -160 for them to win. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see how that goes.
I mean, maybe.
But yeah, futures tab really quick. I'm just trying to see. So World Series winner Braves are at plus 1,400 behind the Dodgers and Yankees respectively.
I like that.
To win the league, to win the NL. Oh, sorry. Okay, it's not giving me that option.
Oh.
But that's okay.
I mean, listen, the way.
Here we go. League winners, sorry.
Okay.
League winners, NL, Braves are second behind the Dodgers, plus 700. So
Okay. I mean,
it's not far. It's not, you're not stretching. You're not breaking your back and stretching on this one, but
it's. I mean, listen, the way
plus
this
700 is a nice little ticket right now.
absolutely, and this team is playing well enough where it's like, look, I know the Dodgers are the Dodgers no matter what, but they're doing well enough at this point that I would say they can push them to a Game 7.
I mean, we say it every time. You just get there, just get to the playoffs, and you have just as equal of a chance as everybody else.
Well, because I've watched this team. Drake Baldwin's playing like an MVP. Matt Olson's found his pop again, right? You've got Ozzy Albies, who's looking like the defensive piece that he was supposed to be, along with finding his bat again, right? Everybody is kind of coming back into their own, putting him around Ronald Acuna, who's struggling, by the way. He's not even playing as the best player on this team, as he should. And then the arms on this group is just, I mean, they've excelled far and beyond my expectation. Chris Sale has not missed a beat.
No.
I completely forgot Grant Holmes was on this team, and he looks like he just took the revitalization pill and just like, yeah, I found my pitches again. And Bryce Elder, another guy I forgot was on the squad, is just like on a roll. Like this Atlanta team, I think has the chance to challenge the Dodgers.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and Padres too, but Atlanta just feels like they're the beast that's like running the show at this point against Los Angeles.
I mean, we got 162 games altogether for baseball, but just looking at the National League Central and the American League Central, you got 3 teams in each division just trying to win that division, and anything can change from now until the final game of the season.
Oh yeah,
because there's nobody even already right now. There's no one that's going to go wire to wire holding winning the division.
You know, yeah, and even the Dodgers, you couldn't even have predicted that they were going to do it, because in these early months they always have that struggle at the beginning, and then they get hot at the end, and then they're like, oh, we win it all. Boring baseball, whatever. I mean, I think there's enough talent here, though, for some of these teams to be able to kind of cook through it. So. Well, folks, that's going to do it on the baseball side of things. Obviously, let us know. White Sox, Cubs, how happy are you with it? What are you predicting go forward? Do you think the White Sox can maybe challenge? Is that division bad enough that they might be able to sneak in and possibly pull it off? You never know. Can the Cubs maintain a lead and maybe take the Central and the NL? Let us know your thoughts and opinions. And when we do come back here, folks, it's time we go off the rails. We've got wrestling. We've got more to talk about here.
We got ice.
On ice.
Well, iciness.
Yes, iciness.
Sorry, Canada's frozen again. I don't know.
All that and more coming up here on Blow the Whistle on SportsTownChicago.com.
This is your home for sports.
This is the best fans in the world.
No better team. SportsTownChicago.com.
Are you ready for this? Valley View Automotive has all of the hottest SUVs you've been looking for. Enjoy a test drive and the opportunity to drive one of these powerful vehicles off the lot for half the price. Yes, half the price. Now's the time to get yourself to Valley View by car, on foot, or even by air to take advantage of this outrageous sale. You better get here quickly, because this promotion is only going on for 24 hours, and the automobiles are leaving the lot faster than you can say four-wheel drive. Valley View Automotive, a dealership you can depend on.
Hey, I'm Andy Griggs, asking you to help prevent domestic violence. Domestic violence isn't a woman's issue. It hurts all of us. Women are injured and killed every day by their husbands and boyfriends. So it's time for men to take action right now to teach boys that violence against women is wrong, to help prevent abuse before it starts. Call the Family Violence Prevention Fund at 1-800-END-ABUSE to get a free Take Action kit containing tips on what to say to boys. That's 1-800-END-ABUSE. Teach early.
Indeed is the #1 job search user with over 250 million monthly users. Indeed's priority is to help everyone in the job searching process to find a job by uploading 10 new job opportunities every 10 seconds worldwide. With Indeed, you have free access to job searches, resume uploads, and company researches. There are over 10,000 employees at Indeed that pursue to help people find the job they are looking for. They connect with millions of people to new opportunities. Go to Indeed.com and sign up for free and create a resume and let Indeed do the rest to help you on your job search.
Hey, I'm Jesus Mauricio. Be sure to tune in every Friday to listen to Zeus Off the Bat, a baseball talk show from 1 to 2 p.m. where I'll be discussing and updating you on all things about baseball. News, predictions, reactions, and more about the Cubs, Sox, and everything across the league. Happens every Friday at 1 p.m. right here on SportsTownChicago.com. Don't forget to follow and share our Twitter and Instagram with your friends at Zeus Off the Bat. Zeus Off the Bat.
Blow the whistle.
Going off the rails. Another train!
That's right, folks. It's time, and we're going off the rails right here on SportsTownChicago.com. Andrew Valentin here with Nick Johnson and Adam Schneider. Folks, as we previously mentioned, and I say this because it's probably going to take up the bulk of the conversation, maybe. Since the boys of Bad Karma are not going, and I would have loved for David to be in here, of course, for the conversation.
Oh, we'll
well.
go this Friday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, are you going this Friday?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got nothing to do this weekend.
I thought Scotty told me different. I guess maybe I misread. I don't know.
What does he know? He hasn't been here in months.
Oh no. Yeah, I know.
What are you talking
he's on like a 3-week.
He's at
bender or
EDM
whatever. Yeah.
Chile right
Yeah,
now.
whatever.
No one knows.
I do want to say this before we.
Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
you're good. Whenever we. Wow, I got to restart that one.
Rack him up.
Yep. Well, we, as in me and Nick and a couple of the other guys, went to Wright Field to do.
I saw that.
Yeah, do a baseball game.
Illinois
for-
Tech, correct?
Illinois Tech versus U of Chicago.
U of Chicago
Awesome
won
game.
Nice.
9 of 8. I mean 9 to 8.
9 to 8 final. Yep.
That was an interesting game. I just want to, just a little bit get into that.
Yeah.
But that was a game where that could have been easily one or the other. That was not by any means a domination on one side or the other.
Yeah.
Because there were some easy plays given up, and it looked kind of bad for both teams.
Well, I'm sure you paid attention. The first 6 frames, everyone scored.
Yeah.
At least at the
Oh,
top.
really?
Yeah, it was a
Ooh.
very high scoring affair. Like I said, it was 9 to 8 by the end of the 7th, or by the end of the 6th, and then after that it was just all scoreless after that. So kind of a slower in the sense of like it just took longer.
Yeah.
The first 2/3 of the game, and then the last third was awesome. Was quicker. But I mean, yeah, just the experience of
it was something.
As a White Sox fan, yeah, having a camera there. We had our Canons there, or whatnot. We didn't have the full box lens or whatever, but
right.
Just being able to say like, yeah, I did camera at Guaranteed Rate Field, like. Don't care if it was a Sox game or not. I don't care if it was a Cinderella Tutu performance.
That's awesome.
I did camera at rate.
It was Nick. It was you, me, Andrew, Bilal. It was Derek and Caesar. We had a good crew that day.
It was a solid crew,
nice.
And then even Aaron Sheelan, who does the Dogs broadcast. He was
Eric
he was
was
doing
there.
color. Eric Wilwhite, who also does most of the Illinois Tech stuff, he was there as well.
My
the
man.
only guy I didn't catch was the play-by-play. I'd never met him. That was my apologies. I didn't introduce myself. The guy who was doing this game, I got it.
Landon?
Oh,
was it Landon?
No, Landon was doing PA. I know.
Okay.
I know he
Okay.
kind of does what I was able to gather. He was able to kind of everything, setting up everything, introducing us, getting all the camera set up. He does all the
cool guy,
the stream and everything. But yeah, it was really awesome experience. So shout out to that. And I don't want to put him on the spot, but I want to use this as like almost like a selling point for Illinois Media School to a certain degree. Our
Please.
guy Bilal has never watched baseball.
Yeah.
Didn't know the rules.
Oh,
Again,
okay.
not to like poke fun, but he literally asked me, he goes, how many attempts do they get to swing?
Yeah.
Like he thought there was like X amount of swings you get. Like,
Okay.
And then, again, he asked me like, what does B and S stand for? Balls and strikes. So it was a learning experience for him, not only learning the game, but because he is such good, he's already very good doing the filmmaking. He's a very good videographer.
Filmmaker. Very good.
Very good with the camera. So it just was just learning the game right then and there. So he got it later on there. But that's the whole point of what we do here.
Yeah.
It's what we do here. It's just providing the opportunities, very low stakes, but still a high opportunity to get a great experience, have the great footage, and everything like that in between. So you don't even need to know the game. Get involved. Come on down here. Get your hands on a camera and get going. And you can have your gun underneath your belt. Yes, I did camera at Guaranteed Rate Field.
Yeah, and it looked like a great experience. I saw the pictures and stuff, and this is one of those places. I mean, I know this is not a paper motion by any means, but look, when I went here, from personal experience, like me coming here, like I did not expect any of the stuff that has happened to me to be available, and now I've had some wonderful experience. I've had some odd ones as well.
Oh yeah,
as these guys have heard a few of my more serious situations going through this even more recently, but but even those are like moments where I will those will be treasured. Those will go in the book that I eventually do write down the line. This is what happened going to the school became I told people, if I had known about this coming out of high school and I know my interest would gear more towards this, I would not have spent the thousands of dollars I did to go to a regular university and, just to be like, I play football. And praise God and all that other stuff, religious school and everything. But this is one of those few schools where you can get these odd opportunities to go to a ballpark like Guaranteed Rate, or even go to the Chicago Dogs Park, or go to the arena where the Windy City Bulls play and get those experiences and have those opportunities and put them on your resume and then be able to land the jobs. Yeah, I mean, from what you're doing and I'm doing and David's doing and all these other people that we've gotten to know over time, connections we've made, you can't, to me, I think you can't find a better opportunity to get into the world of broadcasting, in my honest opinion.
It's the first time that Illinois Media School has been even offered that opportunity to film there, to do that game. So that was really just awesome to do that.
I hope they continue doing that. That was fantastic. And also, I just want to talk on my experience as well. I know kind of getting deeper into this, but as a current student, as well as I just finished RTB recently, as well as going into sports emphasis, there's a lot more in depth if you're just, as a part of RTB where you're dipping your toes in the water versus, going versus a full nosedive into sports emphasis, film, or DMP. Wherever you go, you're going to make connections either way. And for those who aren't in a particular emphasis, try it. If the opportunity is brought up, try doing something outside of the emphasis, because you never know, again, what these guys have said, what connections you get. I've made a couple connections as well. And kind of, being the board operator now, I'll be honest, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but, I worked really hard. These guys have seen me, like, stay here till nights. I used to sit over in the corner. I've got to be here where I'm at. I mean, I even got to do a press conference for Mayor Johnson. That was one of the coolest things, but very sad to hear that he said Chicago wasn't going to be the home of the Bears. But him in person, he said that. But all in all, even if you're not in sports, going to these events will definitely help you understand how live setups are versus the moment you can capture. Sometimes I'm still even picking up a lot of things. I mean, these guys have seen, like, I've had a couple of hiccups, but you learn along the way. And I personally have gotten better and better. And I feel like, with the skills I got now, there's always a place you're going to want to improve. You're always learning within this field. And also constructive criticism is something you need to take very, very well. Because if you can't take it, then you're not meant for the field. Yeah. Constructive criticism is key to, and this is what I phrased it to with my stepdad. Constructive criticism leads you one of two ways. One, you're going to say, oh, well, doing it this way can help, blah, 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 and if you don't take it, and you leave. But if you take the constructive criticism, it's a good way to learn. Does it hurt a little bit? Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's what makes you stronger, what makes you better, what makes you a more experienced person in this field.
Yeah. You need to be coachable.
Exactly.
You see the dedication on your end. That's why we keep you around there, kiddo.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jack.
You do good work. Yeah, you do good work, man. So honestly, and if anybody,
everyone does here too. I mean, it's not just one particular person. No, there's a reason this school exists.
Yeah. It's a lot of good people that work here. I've been able to meet quite a few of them, and that's why we keep them around. That's why I'm very iffy with the people that I bring in my circle and our circle as well too. So, but yeah, we want to talk. I mean, I didn't know. I misread Scotty's message. I apologize.
Okay, guys.
He was saying I was like, man, I haven't seen you in a month, and he's like, I know between. I thought he was saying you guys weren't going this Friday.
Gotcha.
I don't know if I will be there this Friday. That's the only thing I'll say.
All right.
But yeah, let's talk a little on the WrestleMania side. Just to touch on it, because I'm sure the full explanations will come out of it. 2 nights as become the norm for the WWE.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Unfortunately, yes. And it was, from my account, a very mixed bag between the 2 nights. Night 1, it just felt like a fire that you could not put out with any kind of hose or any blanket of any, like, it spread and burned out the
fire.
forest.
You're like, hey, I got a suggestion. I got some help. And there's like gasoline.
Yeah, exactly.
Gasoline. Butane cans.
Just a pure mess of I don't even, like, I'm not even sure what the right words would be to describe it. Like,
it was a disaster.
Yeah, it really
was an absolute disaster from the word go. And here, you literally just saw me make fun of it 3 seconds ago. But here's where the day 1 and day 2 actually was a benefit to them. While it wasn't the best day 2 by any means, it was a better day 2 compared to day 1. So clearly, somewhere down the line, they took some sort of the constructive criticism, and were able to listen to some degree. Did they get everything right day 2? Not even close.
No.
But it was still, again, salvageable to a degree where, again, you left and you're like, okay, there was one thing that was decent from this weekend, or, 3-4 things that you want, if you want to actually get down to it. But
right.
Yeah, again, this was awful from every which way. My biggest thing for sure is, I mean, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, you're overanalyzing it." The internet nerds are taking over, but the breakdown of time wrestling, entrances, and advertising is insane.
Yeah, I was. I was watching people recording it and like timing it out, like with their like a stopwatch or a phone or whatever they would have, and it was just like, this is unbelievable.
So other than Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton getting about 20 minutes night 1, Roman and Punk went about almost 30, if not 30, night 2.
Absolutely, yeah.
Other than that, over 10 minutes. I think Dom and Finn Balor eclipsed that. Maybe.
Yeah, 11 or 12.
Just right
yeah.
there.
Just at 11 minutes,
I think Rhea and Jay went about 10.
8 minutes, I think they said. I think they said every woman's match was under 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah. And then, by the way, first time in 20 years, the shortest women's match was Stephanie Vaquer versus Liv Morgan, which I came in saying that could have been potentially the most like heated, like you could make a really good story out of that because they came in, really hating each other.
Yes.
And they did nothing. You got 6.5 minutes. You got a VMA performance for Liv Morgan's new song.
That was horrible. That was so bad.
Not necessary.
No.
Not needed. Don't want it. Don't need
that pageantry. I would have understood it, but I was like, I didn't know she was even a singer. Like that was not. And then she's terrible at it, by the way, too. So like at that point, I'm just like, okay, had she been belting it out, maybe.
Yeah.
Had this been, like you said, a 10-minute plus match, sure. But you only 6 minutes. That's ridiculous. Like it was done and over with before I blinked.
I could say it's a huge thing that we know the parent company, like the fact that everyone's like, oh, TKO, they like you never. Ariel Helwani made this point on his podcast. I mean, again, it's one of those things like the worst person you know made a really good point.
Yeah.
It was basically that of like, you didn't know back in the day who owned UFC. You didn't know back in the day all these like umbrella companies. Now you know the 3 letters and you're chanting FTKO on the way out of night 1. It is a humongous problem every sort of the way. Because they've ruined it. And you go to the advertising and you see how long those ads are, and you're like, okay, I understand, yes, you need to pay some sort of bills, but you need to balance it between actually having a good show, actually having wrestling on your show, and then, yes, having the little other stuff in between. If you go back to, I wanted to bring this up when David was here. I'll do it again on Friday or whatnot. But he, in between classes, replayed WrestleMania 18.
Okay.
A single day WrestleMania, and again, you can probably look back and be like, oh, there was still advertising. There's still ads back then too. But yeah, it was probably like 20 minutes of total commercials. But here's the thing we missed. Go back night 1 or night 2 from this previous one. Can you find me one vignette or backstage promo, backstage interview, anything of that regard? Because the only thing we got was John Cena coming out to announce the attendance,
right?
Both nights, and then to have the Danhausen, which again is that's another can of worms in terms of the words used by Michael Cole. But yeah, only having him come out those 2 times, and then having Bianca Belair announce her childbirth. Congratulations, by the way, but
yeah, absolutely.
It's gonna sound a little mean. Not necessary.
No.
Again, it would have been good. Or, that would have been another impactful spot right there had we actually had some damn wrestling throughout the entire night.
Right.
But people are checking in and checking out immediately because if you're channel scrolling or if you're switching streams or if you're watching watching NBA, NHL playoffs.
Yeah.
Or like you're going to end up more than likely if you flip back, if it was like the regular TV channel, you're probably getting a commercial.
I mean, I had it on in the background kind of like, unfortunately, because we had already talked about the card lineup, I was not. So night 1, it became background noise because I'm just kind of watching how the night's going. I'm expecting Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu. That was the one that I was anticipating, and obviously Rhodes and Orton. But Fatu, McIntyre still fell short. And then, obviously, Rhodes and Orton was still like a giant mess. But it was like in between, I was really noticing, I'm like, well, there's a lot of commercials coming through like every moment. And then I did think about like, well, why did Bianca Belair need to, like, if she had won the championship, maybe that would have been so, like, I was trying to put 2 and 2, like, why is she out there making that announcement? Like, I'm just trying to put all the pieces together, but the puzzle's coming out as like, hey, you're missing a few from the box, huh? And I'm like, yeah, so I'm not getting the full picture of what we're trying to get at here for night 1. Night 2 arguably does a better job, and maybe because of Stockholm Syndrome or something like that, we feel like it's a better show, maybe? I don't know.
I mean, you got...
like, I honestly, like, I was like, perhaps night 1 was so bad that we fell in love with night 2
Well, it started off much better with a more recognizable name in Brock Lesnar.
Correct.
And funny enough, again, start off with John Cena. And this is where we need a big change. And the only thing that it changes is the color of the Titantron from red to blue. So I thought that was hilarious. But then, he was not wrong. Started off hot on second night with the retirement of Brock Lesnar. Of course, going out exactly how he wanted to. Yeah. Putting his gear on top of the General logo in the middle of the ring. Go get your General Insurance.
Love that.
As well as Credit Union Bank.
I love that. Piss off the sponsors.
Yeah. That's what I love too. But he was not wrong there. And then the fast-paced mega spot match that was the IC ladder match, which I don't think anyone missed a spot. I'll agree with David on that one. I don't think anyone missed a step.
I had so much fun with that. Yeah, it was good stuff.
Unsung hero for me on that one. JD McDonough took some gnarly bumps. He took some gnarly that guy had a punctured lung. Guy had a punctured lung 6 months ago,
something like that,
and he's still let me just do this. They take a Canadian destroyer on top of a ladder with no give.
I actually got some interesting news that just came in. Sorry for the interruption.
Go for it.
But Alabama just extended Kalen DeBoer on a 7-year, $12.5 million contract.
Okay,
per year.
So he's there for the foreseeable future as of this point.
Yes. Just wanted to bring that up.
All right. Well,
you gotta get your Tide news in. I get you. That's fine.
I'm in.
Roll Tide, baby.
Hey,
Roll Tide.
We were predicting he was going to get fired. I guess that's not going to be the case. So
thank you.
Oh man,
I love that commercial.
Yeah, I'm not going to deep dive on match by match. We'll do that on Bad Karma, but
absolutely.
Poor grades night 1, even night 2. Rollins and Gunther were the only salvageable night 1 match.
That was solid, wrestling back and forth.
Still, gets interrupted by Braun Breaker, so people are that leaves a sour taste in some people's mouths.
It didn't need to happen. You could have waited for the Raw. You could have waited for Raw after for that to be the case. But I get it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff besides the show. The only thing I want to maybe get your 2 cents on is just the lack of security, the fan interactions that were happening post WrestleMania. The obvious one with CM Punk slapping the phone out of that guy's hand.
Yeah.
After he was genuinely pretty close to the whole Bailey and then AJ Lee having a hug, trying to have a private moment in public, and then Bailey puts the phone down, doesn't swipe at it like Punk does. He backs up, and then here comes Punk and swipes it completely out of his hands. Where I was yesterday, I was just completely you know what, that's a scumbag move. You don't do that. You don't do that. I'm on the side now of everyone's wrong, and the most wrong person here is TKO, WWE, for not having security for all of these guys.
Yeah,
not
100%.
Even on top of that, even if it's not a security issue, hey, let's not go to the MGM Grand when it's probably one of the most popular hotels on the Strip. Let's go 30 minutes that way. Let's go 30 minutes this way or that way.
Yeah.
And have shuttles for these, I don't know, $million to billion athletes that are carrying your company. I don't know. It's not. I think I might be the crazy one here.
No. I think you are. I will speak for the sake of you are 100% spot on. Get them away from the major fan bases that is clearly there to see them, or have security built within your company as they have in the past. I don't know where it's gone now. But all of a sudden, it's now they seem like they want to cut the budget and not provide anything to be there to help chauffeur these individuals, these wrestlers.
Don't worry. I don't know how they're not getting the money, because for $70,000 they had that guy from the recycling company, just not even on guest commentary. He was just sitting next to Wade Barrett.
He was right there, you could hear him.
No idea.
The whole time, I don't.
Find out later that he was actually in some legal trouble, almost 50 to 70 counts of fraud.
A lot of fraud.
And then he comes out and then just invests into crypto and makes a bunch of money back.
Did he know the woman that spent $300,000 potentially for embezzling money?
I have no idea.
It's all a racketeering ring to go to WWE matches.
He will go down for sure now as the number one WrestleMania trivia. Who the hell was this guy next to Wade Barrett?
Yeah, absolutely.
For $1 million, name me the man.
Yeah.
And that's where also people. So I'll leave off on this one too. Some people are kind of all over the place in terms of the WWE club was announced. I don't know if you saw that.
Yes, I did. I did see that.
One of the highest tier is for $40,000. You can get all the bells and whistles of like exclusive drops, exclusive. You're the first priority to get tickets. You're the first priority at the superstore. So basically saying, you're the first in line to spend the most money.
So no free perks.
But some are getting there and like the slippery slope of like, what is going to be the price point for them to just be like, screw it, $1 million. You get to choose the finish for this match. You get to choose if Brock Lesnar or Obafemi is the winner in this match. For $1 million.
You get to book a match.
Something along the line, and that won't happen next year or the year after.
Well, and also kind of to say that, like, if you're paying $40,000, you might as well be in the match.
Yeah,
I mean,
you might as well, do the belly flop off.
That was the only ticket that was sold, like, not on the other side where the fans sit, so it makes sense.
I mean, the Saudis then can definitely like max out that whole.
Actually, that's a good point that you brought that. This fan issue won't be an issue next year when you're in Saudi Arabia. No one's gonna be out there traveling.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, no, that's not
the only thing I was gonna bring up was I'm sure maybe you guys were gonna talk about this, but I'll just mention it here too, just in case. The TKO Group Holdings president Mark Shapiro officially confirming that they are in complete control.
Yeah, that was
of the
Alabama.
WWE. Yeah,
he was doing a thing at the University of Alabama, and sure
enough, isn't that Ben Shapiro?
No,
no. Ben Shapiro's the Daily Beast dude or whatever he is or something. I don't remember.
You said Shapiro. I'm like,
no, I know it's same. Yeah,
it was Ben Shapiro. Be like, actually, we do own and take control of TKO. We take control of all creative control of WWE.
They've got money, but not that kind
theoretically.
Of money. Yeah. No, I just thought that this was like it's interesting that they just kind of came out in front and just said, "Yep, we're in control. We're the ones pulling the strings."
He's like, I think he basically said that he's like, "Yeah, we're final say."
Yeah.
So again, and if that's the case of like, oh, then we gotta be nice to Triple H now. It's just like he's clearly just a puppet. Like, are they just there for WWE Unreal now? Like, is that?
I guess so.
Are they just the cast?
We need more storytelling from within. So now they're just going to be a character on the show. Like, okay, so then none of this matters.
Yeah.
It's all just like, so we were right.
Yeah.
We're essentially proven right, which I think we all guessed it. But
I forgot what comparison he made. But it was just the best one was just like these guys that probably have never even played a team sport, let alone been involved in like pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Are trying to make these decisions, and it's just whiffing left and right, and they're just like they can't get out of their own way. It's so bad. It's so bad.
They're thinking of it like a business, like a Fortune 500 company, which by all accounts it is certainly. Yeah. But they are trying to think of that on the wrestling level when you need people who are thinking on wrestling terms to be in charge of that. The people who are Fortune 500 thinkers need to be on the business aspect.
Yeah.
Make the money, get the stock up, all that stuff, da-da-da-da-da. Leave out we need this person and that. No. Leave that to the people. I think if you gave that back to Triple H and said, you get full go say, final say, maybe he will make better decisions. But at this point, it's kind of like, well, will he? Because it feels like he's been tarnished.
By the way, in that leaked clip, the only thing I'll say on that is like the guy that asked that question, get it out sometime today, Junior. Jesus Christ.
He was like nervous.
Say what you mean what you say. Ask the question already.
Sir, can I ask you a question, please?
He was
it's not even that intimidating.
I was like, oh, with the rumors, this, that, and the other, just the longest. It was like a minute to finally get his question.
I know. It's not Congress, dude. It's just a question from the media. Come on.
It was crazy.
My God.
We'll get more in depth for sure.
Absolutely.
On Bad Karma this Friday. Can't wait.
That's always a fun time.
I'm excited for it for sure.
That might just be a full on, just like WrestleMania, just day 1, day 2, and just call it. Unfortunately, some AEW news will probably default to the wayside.
Gonna need a cigarette afterwards, maybe.
Honestly, that's gonna be a tough one.
When it comes to sports, it's just. What was it for production particularly? I know this is a little off the rails within off the rails.
Yeah.
But it's just production guys are just guys listening to guys talking about more guys.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's guy. What did you say, Nick? A long time ago, you said it's guys talking about naming dudes or whatever.
Guys naming dudes in a room.
Guys naming dudes.
Guys naming dudes in a room. That's all we're doing. That's all
Sounds
we ever
like
do.
That's a podcast name somewhere around the corner.
Dudes naming dudes.
Yeah, guys naming dudes in a room.
That sounds like something Pat McAfee would be on.
That is essentially his show.
And if you already didn't get slammed over the head with the day 1 advertising, Hulk Hogan doc on Friday. So enjoy that. That's all I got.
Where the juicy secrets will come out. Juicy secrets.
Brother.
Yeah. Sure.
We'll see.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that's going to do it for the Off the Rails situation. Obviously, let us know all the good stuff you had for Off the Rails. And that's going to do it for our show as well.
Yep.
And we thank you guys all so much for listening. Again, cannot say it enough. Tomorrow, 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time, we've got the SportstownChicago.com live stream for the NFL Draft, the 2026 NFL Draft. We are doing the pre-game show first, and then we'll be kicking it over at 7 o'clock p.m. when this draft starts. So be on the lookout for that. Fifth quarter as well, too, right here in Sportstown Chicago. Doing a pre-show as well, so catch ourselves over there, too. We'll be chiming in with the boys as well over there. As well, Bad Karma Wrestling, Friday, 11 o'clock p.m. Central Time, or a.m. Central Time. Not p.m. Yeah, not in the morning. I don't know why I said p.m. I'm tired.
Gives me time to sleep in, man.
a.m. Central Time. Check them out. It's at Bad Karma Wrestling on the YouTube side. And X-Bomb, we will see. Potentially, maybe here, may not be here. I'll surprise Scotty, since apparently Scotty likes to surprise us. We'll find out. If he's got glitter all over him, I'm hoping. I swear, he better have like full-on face paint makeup and like just like glitter in his hair or something from that. I expect that, Scotty. From the way you're messaging us, my goodness, man. Glow sticks better be on your fingers ASAP. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, stay positive, be positive. Positive things will happen to you. We'll see you on another fantastic show tomorrow. See you then, ladies and gentlemen. As always, peace out and all the love, ladies and gentlemen.
He's right there. It's the bottom of the seventh inning. The last chance to order beer. But we didn't come here to drink beer. We came here to win this ball game.